Okay, hold on a second. Make sure that's not. Yeah, we're not live. Okay, are you guys ready? I feel like my mic
Yeah.
is too loud. All right, one, two, three. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Michael Dean. Joining me is Aunt Pooh. Sir, how are you?
I used to say the reason why my voice is so clear is because there's no smack in my head. Unfortunately, the vice called me like Pookie. I'm off the wagon.
All right, all right. Yeah, well, hey. That's
Well, we
that older dad humor, cleverness kicking in. It was
Yeah.
a little late start. It was a little, my man was glitching there first, but we dig it. Thank you, sir. Also joining us, Mr. Q Storm. Sir, how are you?
just sitting here reminiscing, celebrating my father's 86th birthday in heaven on
Oh
July
man,
4th.
happy birthday.
Salute.
Happy rest in peace. Age of 85 or 86, I'm sorry.
86. He would have been 86 today. Actually,
86. Wow.
he passed away 4 days before his birthday in 2018.
Oh wow. Wow. All right, man. Salute to your father. All right. There's a lot to get into. We haven't done this in quite a while. And so I want to first say salute to everybody who checks us out online on YouTube and all the different social medias. But let's just get right into it. We're going to talk about, should we talk about movie first or music? Which one you guys want to get into?
I want to talk about that trash movie that just came out.
Oh, okay.
He in rare form tonight.
Let's go.
well, what movie would that be, sir?
That would be Supergirl,
Mm,
starring an actress who they just maligned her on online, and I knew the movie was going to be trash, but I really was pulling for her and pulling for it because I just thought they went in on her, and I feel guilty. I kind of clowned her on the last show we did. I think it was the last show we did, but I compared her to a lanternfish. So I want to apologize to the studio,
wow.
but yeah, they did her wrong, and so did James Gunn.
Well, so we're talking about Supergirl.
Yeah.
I will admit I have not seen this movie, but I think you two gentlemen have. So what we can do if we want, let's start with Aunt Pooh, man. What was your review? What's your thoughts on Supergirl? And this is the movie that's sort of the follow up to Superman, who came out last year, if I'm not mistaken. And I thought that movie was but I didn't really like it. So that's why I didn't have a desire to see this one. But what say you, sir?
I guess I'm going to be uh, 2v1 here. As one, I did enjoy Superman last year. And this film, I did enjoy it as well. But I'm going to give it a caveat. First, I'll go with what I like. I thought the actress, unfortunately, I'm
You know what?
sorry.
Hold on. I hate to do this. I want to. For some reason, you sound very different when you were just speaking. We want to make sure you got the right mic. Is that the Intel Smart thing that I see on the screen?
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. No. Oh, that's the one.
Yeah. Something sound off.
Yeah, it's not letting me select the USB mic for some reason. It's plugged in and everything.
Maybe try unplugging it. You might have to jump out of this. Maybe come back in.
All right, I tried it. Yeah, for some reason it's not letting me select it. I'll back
All
out and
right.
come back in.
All right. All right. Well, we'll edit. Now I can't hear you.
I am.
Oh, there you
This is some Negro shit. That's all.
go. You who you tell? Bear with us, ladies. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we can try to edit some of that out. And Q Storm, what is your review of this movie?
Well, like I said, I when I saw how they introduced her. Oh, you want Ant to go? He's back.
Oh, it looks like you got your mic going. Go ahead, Ant.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Now you sound like that.
Okay. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing it live.
Oh,
Sorry.
hold the speakers.
That's a throwback right there. That's a throwback.
For me, I enjoyed the actress. I believe the actress portrayal was done very well. I love the fact that they showed her, um, her being depressed, her anxiety, her trying to deal with the ramifications of the fact of her being sent away from, is it Argo City? Is that where she was at? Argo City, losing her family, actually watching her family dying, which that was a new thing that a new spin on the Supergirl character is. I believe in the comics, she was sent either at the same time or a little bit after Kal-El, but somehow she was diverted and got to Earth like 14 years later. This one, they decided to have that Kal-El was, spoilers, Kal-El was sent ahead, and Jor-El's brother, he had an alternative means of saving Krypton, or at least some of the citizens of Krypton, where he put this force field around it, and it like levitated all out of Krypton and into space, and they were living within this ecosystem. But unfortunately, which it
Is
didn't
that
make
like that whole city in a bottle thing, or is it something
yeah,
else?
yeah.
No,
You're on
that's
mute.
Candor's the
Pandora.
one in the bottom.
Well, no,
Okay, so
I was wondering, are they kind of taking that and using that for this?
that's what I think that they're going to go with that. I'll put $100 that I think that Brainiac finds him in space, captures him, miniaturizes him, and that's going to be the plot of the Superman sequel. But yeah, so apparently part of that whole thing of getting the city into away from Krypton and into space is that it ripped through the Earth and exposed some radiation or minerals that ends up being kryptonite, and that's slowly killing their people, which, as a character, that's got to be devastating to not only you. She was born, oh, matter of fact, she was born on this city, so she didn't even get to live on Krypton properly. She's there for like 10, 12 years, and now is finding out that everybody around her is dying, and they're going to try to save her. So that's got to be a lot of weight and pressure on her. And I thought she did a really good job conveying that. The interactions with her with other characters, the interaction, of course, with Crypto, I thought was really good. They kept putting her in scenarios where she didn't have their power, I guess, to weaken her, to show, to give her stakes. To me, I don't think that that fully worked, because it just kind of felt like, well, you're not going to kill her. You're not going to kill her. So why keep putting her in these situations where she might die? But overall, I like the fight scenes. I like the story, even though a lot of people are saying that it was trash. I didn't read the source material that this was based on, so I'm not going to judge it based on that. But I felt the overall Archie stories of two things. One, there was this young lady who was out for revenge from the villain of the movie that killed her parents, her own family, because of these weapons. I thought that that was well done, and it gave a good juxtaposition, or a way of Kara saying, you don't want to go down this route. You don't want to be like that. And, even with all my strength, she kept trying to, she's like, okay, Kal-El, Clark, Superman, that's your destiny. That's what you've decided to do. That ain't what I want to do. And then this story, being with this young lady, this young girl who was trying to avenge and bring justice, it got dawned on her that, yeah, sorry, with great power comes great responsibility. That, yeah, I should be using these gifts to be doing more. And then overall, I just felt, the fight scenes, they were killing it. The only problems that I have were twofold. One, the story, the film itself felt very derivative. It felt derivative of James Gunn movies before, all of the Guardians of the Galaxies, the Suicide Squad, even Superman. It felt derivative of young person, young woman trying to avenge her family's honor, her family being killed by taking down this big bad villain. Think True Grit, think Unforgiven. Well, maybe that wasn't a young person, but still a similar theme. And I felt like I look at it, I'm going to do this because we have to do this, MCU versus DC. The original MCU, I do not believe the films felt derivative of each other. I felt that they were different. Iron Man didn't feel like Hulk. Hulk didn't feel like Thor. Thor didn't feel like, none of them felt like Captain America First Avengers. None of them felt like Black Panther or Winter Soldiers. Whereas I'm seeing between the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, even Creature Commando, what we seen in the Lanterns, and now Supergirl and Superman, it feels like and I'm gonna go this since we're gonna talk about him later. You know you're getting a Prince produced song. You know you're getting a James Gunn produced film. And I think that's kind of the problem that they have. You don't need to put your fingerprints on it. You don't need to keep playing the hits, so to speak. And the other thing that I felt was a flaw in this film was the main villain. I can't think of his name. That tells you how much impact he had on me. He did have a cool look with all these beads on his face where it looked like this dude just went somewhere and said, I'm going to go on a piercing spree, and just had his whole face and body. That kind of looked intimidating. But when you're dealing with Supergirl who has all these powers, give me somebody that's going to give me a threat. I don't know if they're holding off Mongo Q. I don't know if they're holding him off because I felt like that one. I felt like he would have been a more impressive character. He would have had a better backstory, something I could have sunk my teeth into. But this villain, it just felt like we just need somebody for her. Paul.
I'm being immature.
This is kind of
He
like,
said sink his teeth into, not what you heard.
okay, you didn't have to clarify, sir.
I don't know the whole rules of it,
Well,
but you
you
got
got
it. You right. Sure, you right.
It's to me, it was just he came off as a villain of the week. Blink and you missed him. It was nothing. That was one thing. Say what you will about MCU killing off their villains. I would say for the most part, they give you memorable villains where you're like, oh, okay, we have a good, strong antagonist. Whereas this character, I was like, look, why not give us Mongo? Because at least you could have got somebody, if they actually did their research, they would have gave a great performance because of that character. But to me, this gets 3.5 from me.
Out of
Three and a half
what?
out of 5. Out of 5.
Oh, okay. Well, so that's
Yeah.
actually pretty.
Yeah,
fair.
yeah. I like it. I've seen some reviews of what people they thought the script was bad, the actor was bad, the CGI. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't think that I'm not that big of a James Gunn fan, so I'm not going to slurp him up for this at all. But I enjoyed it. Now, if you want a Gen Z, Gen Alpha perspective, I took my son. He's 17. My daughter, she's 8. My son fell asleep and then said it was trash. My daughter, she tapped me on the shoulder. Can we go home now? I was like,
Damn. I don't think I've ever had a movie experience where the kids is wanting to go in the middle. That's
yeah. So I was just like, and my thing was like, first of all, I was enjoying it. Secondly, you know how much I paid for these damn tickets?
That's what I
We
was
ain't
about
going
to
nowhere. you
watching
you
that.
wanted to go. You gonna sit through this?
Can we? Is it over yet? Damn, that's a hell of a review. But you say it's 3.5.
I
but the
enjoyed it.
Kids
I
was like,
enjoyed it.
I'm out.
They're like, nah. Give me where's K-pop Demon Hunters?
Hilarious. Did you like the Superman movie? I don't remember.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I did enjoy that movie as well. But to me, I guess we can get into it a little bit later. But to me, James Gunn needs to understand that what you do is good for your films. It doesn't need to be in every film that you're producing. Because it's kind of like they would say with Michael Jackson, like why he went so long. They can't miss you if you stay too long. If you never go away, they can't miss you.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, I would say, isn't that why they hired him though? They wanted to bring his, so just like you would get Kevin Feige, you're gonna get a Kevin Feige vision produced thing.
But
This
but
is
then
James Gunn.
okay, Kevin Feige has had 28 films. Would you say that all 28 films are the same?
I don't not no no on the obvious answer. No, I thought that's I'm not the an- I didn't think that's what you was going to ask me. Do I think they were good? Regardless if they're the same or not. But I hear you.
were they all? Did you say, oh, this is it's the same thing, same devices?
I mean, at this point, I say
same.
yes. At this point in their catalog, I would say yes. They're all the same to me. But back then, when they were coming out, when they were new, no, they were very different styles. But I think they've done the same thing.
Yeah.
It's all a Marvel style, which I'm tired of. But that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But James
Whereas
Gunn, I'm just saying, I think they
James
hired him
Gunn
because
is-
they want to have his. They saw what was Guardians, and they say, do this with our thing, right?
Well, I hope that wasn't the case. I hope it was the case that they felt someone
Because he's not
who-
a studio head.
I'm hoping they thought that they had someone that could do for Marvel what Kevin Feige could do, which is produce all of these different characters,
That's what they
have
need.
one voice, have be able to really bring the authenticity,
That's what they
similar,
got him
but
for.
not oh cookie cutter. They're all the same damn movie.
Well, I mean, that's what they wanted, I guess. To them, they say it's a success.
Well, it ain't a success. This
And you liked it?
okay, let me take that back. Financially, it ain't a success.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
And culturally, when Iron Man, I'm sorry, I know it's unfair to start all the way from the beginning instead of judging it by where MCU is now. But hey, Iron Man, they put it out there, and he became a cultural phenomenon. Like damn near overnight, Iron Man became more popular, in my opinion, than Wolverine and Spider Man at that time. At that time,
Looking back at it now, do we still think that way?
now, no, now
Where-
because
where-
they
where's
got
the
it right.
Where's the influence of Iron Man? I see Wolverine all over the place. I see Spider-Man all over the place. But I don't see.
Well, because they
aside from-
killed
aside
they
from
killed
those
Tony Stark.
movies-
That's why.
No, but listen, you say cultural, so it goes beyond the movies. I'm just saying,
Okay,
in
okay.
terms of those movies, yeah. But in terms of culturally, where's the Iron Man comic that's running the game? Is there some Iron Man cartoon that's running? I don't see
Well,
any.
I don't.
I don't
think-
see nobody banging Iron Man. I don't even see Iron Man merch like I see everything else in Marvel.
But I don't think that's what he's saying. I think when he's talking about culture, it's not necessarily merchandise or anything like that. Tony Stark is still talked about. I mean, we're waiting to see him in Avengers at the end of the year. They're bringing him. I'm
Well,
not happy
only
about it, but
because
they're bringing
because they had the money low and they figured this is the last thing. If we can do this, it's gonna bring you back. But it wasn't because everyone was waiting for it. It's because they
But you
pulled
saw
the
how-
trigger
I'm
and it
sorry,
was so
I-
outrageous. We
You
were
saw
like,
that crowd
yo, how
cheering.
can you say it again?
You saw that crowd cheering at Comic-Con.
Right, that's Comic Con. Of course, they were. What would they not cheer? Again, like what I'm saying, they know Robert Downey Jr. is their last option to go make you go crazy. That doesn't mean we were waiting for that. I wasn't. It's just like they thought that Palpatine was going to make them go crazy. I wasn't waiting for that. And then when we
Wasn't
saw
nobody
what they
waiting for
did
that.
with it, that was trash. We still don't know what this is going to be like. This could be
Mike.
the most jokiest stunt casting of all time. We don't.
First of all, I believe it is the biggest stunt cast. Well,
that's
maybe
what I'm
not of
saying.
all time.
That's what I'm
but
saying. We
definitely-
wasn't waiting for that. That was a stunt cast, and we were reacting
But
to
in
it
my
in the way that they
opinion,
knew you would.
I have to disagree. If they had not killed for two things, if Robert Downey Jr. didn't cost $70 million a film, they would have made more Iron Man movies. Two, they killed the character, so people weren't fiending for the characters. They're like, oh, then we're either going to get a recast or we're never getting Iron Man again. But you do a poll, the fan base would say,
You do
yeah, I want
remember
another Iron Man.
You do remember Iron Man 2 and 3, right?
3
Why-
did a
why we were-
billion.
Why we're rewriting the effect that those movies were not good, though.
Okay.
Well, I don't
I
think they
don't
were
know.
good.
We're
I
not
don't
acting
know
like
about
it
what-
was, at the time. It wasn't. People wasn't heralding them as great movies. They made a lot of money. I'm not arguing that. But
So,
there's a
Mike, are you
reason
saying
why. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying those weren't heralded as great Marvel movies.
But the majority of the audience, whether I agree with them or not, they thought it was because it made money. And
No,
if they were to do
No,
an Iron Man,
you can't do that. You can't do that.
No, because
Transformers
then
made
you
money.
then you have to argue that all these other billion-dollar comic book movies that were not really that good, but they were built
so-
off the back of success of other movies. That's not. Then you're saying Captain Marvel and all these other movies are good. No, they weren't.
I didn't say that.
They did, but they
All
did
I'm
$1 billion.
saying is, if they did, let's say, when did Iron Man 3 come out? What was that? 2014?
Looking at
Well, let's say 2 years, 3 years later, which is the typical time it takes to make a movie like that. Iron Man 4. You think people are going to be sleeping on that?
hell no.
Well, no, that's the point I'm making. It wasn't
that
the
means
fact that the
he's
movies
still-
weren't good. It was they were a part of the Marvel machine. So each movie was going to be great based off of what we saw in the first other couple movies. But as that started to taper away, you saw how things are where we're at right now. Now that nostalgia doesn't work. It was only going to work this time because they brought back Robert Downey Jr. But if they didn't bring him back,
That's the nostalgia.
we, well,
That's
that's what I'm
nostalgia.
saying. That's not because people are clamoring for it. It's because it's nostalgia. So yeah, it's going to always get your attention. If somebody says, "Hey, I'm gonna," if they ever say we're bringing back Ben Affleck, well, there's a part of fan like me is going, but I don't know if it's really going to be any good. But
Okay.
of course,
Oh,
I want to respond to it because I missed that. Right? That's what that's what I wanted. Just with Robert Downey Jr. We don't know if this is going to be good. It sounds ridiculous, and we're going to get into what actually it is. But when we first heard that, at least I first heard it, Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Doctor Doom. No one was asking for that,
okay. Well,
and
I
you'd be
think
lying if you say you were.
Okay, I think you're conflating 2 points because I was talking about Tony Stark / Iron Man the character, and you went
Right.
on into Robert Downey Jr. Bring it back. I'm saying that I was saying that in
Right. Well, I was
2008.
just saying I don't think Iron Man is that culturally relevant because you don't see it aside from those three
Hold up,
movies.
hold up, hold up, hold up,
You,
hold
you
up.
don't see
hold
the
up.
impact of what else
He
does he
was in a
do after that.
Spider-Man
Hold
movie.
up,
They wouldn't
hold
do that if
up,
he
hold
wasn't
up,
in.
hold up. My
Right.
point, my thesis was in 2008 they did a great job with Iron Man and Tony Stark that I felt that when he came out after that movie, he easily probably in 2008 and probably
Right.
before a 5, 6, 7, 8 year period, he was probably second, third. You can argue first, second,
In that
third
time,
comic
I
book.
agree
Yeah,
with
yeah.
you. I'm
That's
just
what I
saying,
was saying. That's what I
long
was saying.
lasting, he doesn't seem to have an
And
effect because you don't see Iron Man in nothing else,
because
and nothing to
He's
do with
dead.
Robert Downey
they
Jr. I'm not talking
he,
about Robbie Downey. I'm not talking about the. I'm talking about the character
and
Iron
I got
Man.
an
That's
answer
what
for
I'm
it.
saying.
And I
He's
have
not
an answer for
relevant in
that.
the grand scheme of things. Go
For
ahead.
2 things. They stopped making the Iron Man movies because they deemed Robert Downey Jr. too
Again,
expensive to
I
make.
said it
And
ain't got
two,
nothing to
they
do with
killed.
Robert Downey Jr. I'm talking about the
No, no, no.
character
I'm talking.
outside of the movies.
You're
Outside of the
filibustering,
movies.
sir. Sir, you're filibustering.
Well, I guess I'm
because
filibustering.
because I kept it to the
Filibuster.
character. To the character.
Right.
They deemed him too expensive to do another one, and they
Right.
felt they were too scared to recast him
Is that
to
why
do
they don't?
solo.
Is that why his comic books aren't banging? Is that
Or
why they don't
They
have an
never
Iron
were
Man?
banging. They
Well,
never were
again,
banging.
that's my point. Is that why they don't do an Iron Man cartoon? And when
That
they did, where'd that happen with that one?
I know that well
Man,
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Hey, Mike, I know we got the World Cup, but you moving the fuck out that
Hey,
goalpost.
that's what I do, baby. That's what I do.
God damn.
That's my
And
job.
you see, and Q, you be on my side. You see how I even said in 2008, and then
And I said you. I
2026.
said you're right. I said that in that time. I agree with you. All right, but let's move on. Let's keep.
Okay,
it moving.
well, hold up. One thing I do want to say, I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes, Iron Man 3, 79% by critics, certified fresh, 78% by audiences. So, I mean, it was financially, and if you go by Rotten Tomatoes,
Right. But I'm going by you.
critically.
What did you think that movie was great?
When I first saw it, no. Upon repeat viewings, I give it a 75. I give it a 75.
Okay. Q Storm, what's your take on Supergirl?
Yeah, because we were talking about Supergirl, right?
Exactly.
Until somebody derailed the
What's-
shit.
What's your take
Okay.
on it?
Filibuster Mike.
That's what I do. Baby.
So, Supergirl. I already said I feel bad for the actress. This movie felt like a placeholder. It felt like there was no consequences for this movie. I fell asleep. Ant was talking about like, oh shit, okay, maybe I should go see it again, because the scenes you just described, I'm like, that might have added something. I don't remember her parents dying. I mean, I know they died, but I don't remember seeing it on screen. I fell asleep like twice in that movie. It felt like a placeholder because of some of the things Ant said. The villain, it's like they didn't take that seriously. That's the best you could do. Seriously, if you don't take this movie seriously enough to understand that your movie, particularly a superhero, action or sci-fi movie, is only as your hero and the movie is only as good as your villain. If you ain't gonna take it seriously, I'm not gonna take it seriously. I couldn't take that guy. He was like they found a character in one of the worst Guardians of the Galaxy movies. He was like a henchman, and they said, "Oh, let's make him the bad guy in Supergirl." He had no weight whatsoever.
Hold up. I would say it was worse. He reminded me of every time I kept looking at him, I kept thinking I was in Apocalypto, that villain. If you remember that movie.
Apocalypto, the Mel
Yes,
Gibson
yes, yes, yes.
Oh,
The main villain in that movie, that's what I kept looking at him and thinking the same thing. I'm like, why is he here? I thought he died 2,000 years ago.
Did he have super strength in this movie or something? Because he was giving hands to Supergirl at one point.
Allegedly, he did. They told us, but they never showed us.
Lobo.
As you ask, and I'm glad you mentioned Lobo, but I just wanted to go back to the dog for a second. Do they explain where the dog comes from? I can't remember where the dog comes from.
Oh, you're gonna love this. Tell him, Mike.
I forget. I forget.
Yeah.
It's Supergirl's dog. I mean, I remember they put the
So-
puppy in the spaceship with her. That's all I remember.
So get this. So I told you how when they ripped the city out of Krypton to try to keep that population going, and he started dying. Her mom died from the kryptonite radiation poisoning, and as they were carrying her body to her final, actually they were going to burn her. Kara looks off into the distance, and there's this little puppy, and she adopted it.
So they have dogs.
Apparently, yes.
Okay.
I totally missed that. I might actually go see this movie again since I got the free pass. Um, Lobo, I don't know that much about that character,
That's right. Jason Momoa, right?
but anybody who was a big fan of Lobo, they did not walk away with anything from this that would make them either a bigger Jason Momoa fan or a Lobo fan in this movie.
There was a lot of talk about the Lobo character. Oh, it's gonna be Lobo.
He gets maybe, I want to say generously, maybe a half hour screen time at best. This movie, first of all, like Ant was alluding to, this is Supergirl, right? Now, okay, let me take y'all back. Remember when we complained about how in Man of Steel, and Mike, he's all on that movie now for whatever reason, but remember we complained, I said it,
Damn.
well, like in the Christopher Reeve Superman, we get introduced to Superman after Lois is hanging on the helicopter. I'm old. I know. I'm not a boomer, but I'm old.
I got you.
And
Who's got you? You got me.
Superman appears and saves the helicopter, saves Lois, and this and that, and all
Classic.
that.
Classic.
Brandon Routh. I thought that movie was kind of trash, but he saves the space shuttle, the airplane that has the space shuttle on it. That was dope when we introduced
Yeah,
Superman.
that was the best
This
part of that
one-
movie.
Yeah. This in Man of Steel, all they do is he just decides to put on the costume and he's hovering over the generals and trying to say, "Hey, I'm Superman." It wasn't shit. Same thing with this. That nothing happens. That when she puts on the costume is not earned, it's not motivated, and it's just okay. Well, she's got the costume on now. Nothing else much has changed. It doesn't. There was nothing inspiring about this, like all of the movies previous to Man of Steel. So there's that. A lot of explosions. Just it felt like one of the worst Michael Bay movies because it just exploded. I was numb after a certain point because I'm like, can you do more than just blow shit up? The character of Ruthie, that's the character Ant was talking about, who wants to get vengeance on Krim, Krim from the Outer Rim or some bullshit like that, because he killed her. And this is not a spoiler, but he kills her family, right? And it's like, I don't care. I don't care about your character. I really don't. And what happens at the end is very similar to what happens. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's very similar to something that happens in the Man of Steel that was very controversial. And it's like,
Oh, okay.
what are you preaching? What that goes against everything you've been preaching to this girl. You know what I'm talking about, right, Ant?
I don't know. I think of it twofold. If we're gonna go into spoiler territory, it was
No.
kind of like
Are we doing it?
it. No, I'm
Sure.
It,
I don't think people are rushing out, unfortunately, to see this.
it was kind of like it was done better in Civil War, where old boy's like, man, you gotta let it go, da da da, and Tony goes, he killed my mom. So I kind of felt like she was like, I should let it go, but you almost killed my dog, and I don't. And the other thing was that's why there was so many different films in here. There was this thing where Krim, his whole crew, they were, which is the weirdest thing ever. They were kidnapping young girls so they could procreate with them to keep their all male race going. Which I'm like, I don't know why they had to throw that in there, but okay. So I guess she felt twofold. It's like, you almost killed my dog, and I want to stop you from bringing this type of destruction to other women, other girls. So
Okay, and see,
I felt it was earned. I felt okay with it.
listen, you just reminded me of another criticism that I had. You got Supergirl, right? Supergirl, all right? And I know Supergirl is still popular to a certain degree because the CW show that ran for I think 7 seasons. So it's not that tells me that Supergirl has some cachet. But she fought real villains on that CW show. It was a pretty decent show. It got a little, I hate to say this word, it got a little woke, negatively woke at the end. But anyway, you mean to tell me
And
you
let
don't
me
put
tell. I don't know if my brother. We are live, so I apologize for springing. I didn't realize we were. We got a lot of comments in the chat here, but go ahead.
Okay. So we got Supergirl, who is the second major Kryptonian in the Kryptonian, panthology, and the plot that is her conflict in the plot is her dog is gonna die. I love animals. I have a cat. I got 2 fish tanks. That ain't no story to me. I don't care. That doesn't drive me to root for Supergirl. That
You know,
drives me
as
to that drives me to root for John. That drives me to root for John Wick because that's Earth-based, human-based kind. Yeah, you kill my dog. I don't care if I can't use deadly force because dogs are property. I'm gonna shoot your ass. I want to see that. I don't want to see a superhero fighting over a dog. And the second thing is, tra- girl trafficking. Come on, is that were they doing that to do some type of necessary female empowerment or something? That came out of nowhere. That was horrible. And the other thing,
wait a
James,
minute. I'm sorry. I gotta call you out. How
oh,
you,
here we
as an
go.
animal lover, gonna say that ain't good enough? Like, wait a minute.
Listen, I like animals, but I don't want to see a superhero fighting. No, that's the same shit they did in Superman. Where's the dog? Fuck out of here with that.
Okay, yeah.
Shit.
Okay, and that's what I mean. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to jump into your time, but that was another thing that was derivative. Why are you giving us a similar plot point that we just saw?
And the other thing about James Gunn, all his movies, the 3 Guardians of the Galaxy, he did Suicide Squad, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't know so much Creature Commandos, which I actually like. These 2 movies, I swear, James Gunn, he sits down and
Peacemaker.
he puts together a playlist first, then he builds a script around that shit. You need to sit your ass down, write a good script, and get a good composer. Stop with the pop tunes, okay?
Well,
That brings your budget down. And some of these stupid ass looking special effects make them better instead of licensing all these tracks. Some of the effects in this were comically bad. So yeah, this movie, I feel bad for Millie Alcock. I hate saying her last name. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel bad for that actress for a couple of reasons. She was the best thing about this movie. This movie was it was like it's like they could have taken the movie Hancock with drunk Will Smith superhero
oh yeah.
and done something really good with it because I wasn't on board when I saw how they treated her at the end of Superman. I was like, oh, she's a drunk. Oh my God, come on. Is that just to appeal to kids nowadays? But then when I started reading, I'm gonna go buy the trade.
Is she like that in the movie? This movie? Like
Yeah.
drunk?
She doesn't. You don't see her like drunk. Maybe a couple times. I can't remember. But it is an interesting premise. I give it that now. They didn't really do anything with it except at the end when she starts preaching to Ruthie, and it's like, oh God, this movie is garbage, man. It's just all over the place. Too many plot points. Too many characters that come in. It's like a corporate machine so that they can do. It's a placeholder for the next movie. That's all I felt like it was.
What's your final verdict on it?
I would give it a 1 out of 5, and I think that's the 1 is only for Millie Alcock. That's it.
Dude, I have to disagree.
No, I know you gave it a 3.5. I know you disagree.
I'm sorry. Dude.
Your own kids disagree with you too now.
The Flash, first of all, they don't know anything. Stop it.
Wow.
I felt the story showing her on Krypton. No, he produced it, but actually
His hands were all over that. His hands were all over.
Let me take
Well,
that back.
we have
We're hearing
learned.
reports.
Yeah, we've learned reports now that there was
He did
competing
some-
versions of this movie,
Right.
Gunn's version and the director's version.
I'm sorry. I really enjoyed the background of her on Krypton, and her
I admit, I missed that. I fell asleep.
dealing with the weight
Gotta be me.
of surviving the destruction of Krypton. I think was very well done. That it can't be a one.
They should have done more with her trauma. It would that trauma was just played up like, how like young adult shit nowadays is all about. Oh, I'm so traumatized. I'm this. I'm triggered. That's all. It was played. It was played like that as
Like,
opposed to really digging deep into it. That's all it was. They could have done so much more with that in the script.
I,
It
and
was
I
written. I was
no, go
gonna say
ahead.
it was directed by Craig Gillespie, written by Anna Nogaro, I think her name is.
yeah, there was a lot of
But
controversy
James
about that
Gunn,
as well.
he was all just like Steven Spielberg and Poltergeist, which was directed by somebody, I forget the guy's name, Toby Hooper. But Spielberg was all over that, just like
Mm.
James Gunn was all over this.
Yeah,
Well,
because in my opinion, if you are going to base it on the source material that's very weighty, and people could perceive it dark, tonally, there's that word that y'all used to. Tonally, it just does not match. The story that they said that this was does not match the tone of the film. There was too many what they call them needle drop moments with the pop music, and too many
mm,
funny moments. Not really forced, but you know that this here to give us a comedic break. But the thing is that the story that you've given us, I don't. No, I ain't gonna say I don't. I know you should not put this stuff in there.
mm.
You shouldn't, or at least give us better, more natural and unforced comedy in the film.
Well, some people I've been hearing. I haven't read the. I think it's Woman of Tomorrow. It's the
Woman of
graphic
Tomorrow.
novel, but they were saying that the
Tom
ending.
King wrote it up.
Yeah, Tom King. They're saying the ending of the book is very different from what they did in the movie, almost to the point it seemed like the writer misinterpreted what the book
That's
was
what I
really
heard too. Yeah.
about, and changed it. So, and then you hear James Gunn saying things like, "Hey, we're only going to do these scripts if they're right," and sort of giving the opinion that he's really going to make sure all this stuff is correct before they go to shoot. So when stuff like this happens, it just calls into question, you know, everything to me. Like, how do you miss like that? And this is the second movie, which is even probably more important. What this does versus Superman. Superman is always going to work to some degree. People are going to go see that, but this not working to this level of such of you know of not having it being a success. I think it's going to be the fourth movie this week. This is what its second week out. That's a pretty low number.
It's gonna be
For,
the fourth movie this week. Was
in the
that?
top 10 is projected to be number 4 uh, for
Is
this
that
week.
high?
Well, for a number for the second week and it being a top movie like that, that's pretty wild. But it is what it is. There's a movie
Yeah.
called Young Washington, which I've never heard of, that is doing better than Supergirl, and I have no idea what that's
Wow.
about. But
Well, that's because of the Fourth of July bullshit. Yeah.
Nah, I wouldn't say that because I think that you have more opportunities to go to the theater.
well, everyone's going to see Minions and Toy Story. It looks like,
Yeah.
but nonetheless, Supergirl. So, are you guys excited for the next movie out now? Superman.
I'm not, and for me, and I've seen a few TikTok videos, but I was saying it even before. What is James Gunn doing? And I'm not saying I could run a studio better than him because clearly I have no experience. But you know what I would do better? I would get the main people: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lanterns, Aquaman, and y'all might poo-poo Aquaman, but they did Aquaman and it did $1 billion. Teen Titans, maybe even Robin and Nightwing. But why are you giving us Clayface as a live action movie? Like, I respect if it was going straight to HBO, lower budget and whatnot, but you're putting in this stamping DCU on a Clayface film. Who knows? It might be good because I mean,
It could be.
who
Might do
saw?
Joker style.
That's what I was about to say. Who saw Joker doing $1 billion?
My
But
my question is, why are we doing Jimmy Olsen and Grodd?
Huh?
That's not. Yeah, they
What?
announced that it's gonna be a TV show. The Jimmy Olsen from Superman and the Gorilla Grodd. Like who's Green Lantern? But I guess that's
James
the game.
Gunn.
James Gunn. Yeah.
He has this weird infatuation. I honestly believe that he's feeling himself too much in the sense that he got he got gifted Guardians of the Galaxy and made that $1 billion property, and he feels like I got the magic touch. He think he's Dre and Pharrell, like, oh, just I give you the beat and give you anybody to sing on this. It's gonna be a hit.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if you got it like that, Playboy. But that's what they think, I guess. I mean, I would have never. I would have never done Supergirl to begin with. I don't. I mean, that's,
I would have. I honestly, I would have, because, in my opinion, tapping into that female audience who are dying and desperate for female-led films makes sense, especially after Captain
Are they, though?
Marvel. I believe they are. I believe they are.
I mean, but you're a man saying that, right?
but I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
okay, fine.
Are
I'll
they
take.
dying to get.
But we look at Captain Marvel, did $1 billion. We looked at Wonder Woman, it did 800 million.
yeah, but what did the next Wonder Woman do?
It was terrible.
What did Harley Quinn do? These are
It
movies
was
we don't
terrible.
remember.
Nobody knows who she is. Nobody
These
knows.
were bad.
Right. Nobody knows who Supergirl is.
No, they know Supergirl.
That's
They know
bullshit.
Supergirl.
Stop.
Well,
How
who
they
did
know
worse? The Supergirl movie's doing worse than all these
Melissa
movies you
Benoist
just
played
mentioned.
Supergirl for 7 years. People know who
And
Supergirl
then
is.
what happened with that?
They
All
decided to shut it down because they.
Okay. Because it was so successful, right?
It's probably no, Mike. You,
It's a series. Come on, you know good and well. Stop it.
7 years.
No, this is Hollywood. They don't let nothing go if it's some money on it.
People get tired. Creative people get tired of doing it. Why isn't Seinfeld still on the air? That was the best show NBC had.
Because it probably was so expensive to pay them.
Exactly. And Seinfeld
Okay.
got
So
tired.
that's why they
He
got
did
rid of
it for-
Supergirl?
He did it for 9 years. He's like, okay, I want to move on to other things with my life. That's why
Got
things
it.
shut down too. Come on.
But no,
Got
I'm
it,
sorry.
got
I honestly believe doing a Supergirl movie. I am behind that. Doing the Supergirl movie as a follow up to the Superman film.
There it
Nah, you probably should have did Wonder Woman or Batman or Teen Titans
That's
before
what
you
I'm
got
saying.
the Supergirl.
But is that okay? So is James Gunn's Batman? Are we going to get 2 universes? Because we got the sequel. Coming.
Yes.
We are.
Yes.
Listen,
Yes.
So DC don't know what the fuck they're doing either.
If,
Okay.
if you give this gentleman a Batman after this, that's on you. Hey, do what you want. I'm just here with the popcorn to watch this dumpster fire because I don't know any. If I was a shareholder, or I guess it's Paramount that buys, I'd be like,
Yeah.
if you don't get him the hell up out of what the hell?
And
And,
the
I'd be
thing-
like, you're lucky you got the green. You already started on that Superman because I would have canceled that off the rip. After I saw the receipts of this, I'd be like, nope, tax write off.
And
Do it just like they did that Batgirl movie with the black woman. Ain't putting it out.
And the thing is, the more, like, James Gunn has no excuses because ticket prices are higher, and you're doing less than Zack Snyder.
This movie made
I
what
don't know.
60 million? It made 60 million so far, something like that.
Worldwide.
Off a $170 million
Crazy.
budget, something like that.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
How does he?
And it's only the second week. They
Well,
say
it's
it dropped. They say it's targeted to drop off is 80%. I don't know of any movie that 80% drop. That's crazy for your second week. I don't no caping. There's no kind of caping you can do to.
I feel like there was a
And-
movie within the last couple of years that did something like that. I
And
couldn't
what
remember.
makes it worse is
They,
that,
they might as well have put that Ice Cube movie that was on Amazon.
War of the
in theater.
Worlds.
first of all, stop hating on that. I enjoyed it. Maybe not. It wasn't Ice Cube's finest
I mean,
acting.
if this, I might
but-
as well have put Cube because people would have went to just seen Cube off of GP.
But one of the bigger failures of Supergirl, they did it no favors in the sense that if you saw the first Superman, who were you? If you saw the first Superman, who were you clamoring to see more of? It wasn't Supergirl because you gave us a minute of her stumbling in drunk.
Low key wasn't none of them. I hear you.
So they didn't even do a good enough job to get you hyped for it from the first film. At least, if you're gonna take a page from MCU, they did these things to make you get hyped for Black Panther using Civil War.
Well, they thought they did.
They
that.
made people fiending for a Black Widow film.
Well, I blame it on two of the people that was hyping up Superman and wasn't keeping it a buck, it wasn't all that, man. Wasn't nobody walking out of that hype to see no Supergirl, and everybody,
I'm
no, they're
surprised.
not. Nobody wants to see
I'm
that.
surprised they didn't put a end credit scene at the end of this movie.
Oh, they already knew it.
Uh, I'm quite sure they were like, man, look, we might not even be getting another one.
Yeah,
I even YT
they,
something.
there's a report that just came out. Is it the Hollywood Reporter? They put James Gunn and them on blast, but they go in extensive detail about they knew before this movie came out that it was super low test scores. They just wanted to go ahead and get it out of there. They had recut it and the test scores went lower. So they already knew. They already knew it was some bullshit. But anyway,
I
so
got a
there it
question.
is. Go ahead. Real quick,
Bro,
move
hey, I
on.
got a question for Ant. Why does Supergirl have a spaceship? How did she get to? Superman flew. He flies to planets. Why does she got a spaceship with a bed?
Didn't you say you were this was
Well,
cute
they
for
don't
like a
have the
better
yellow sun, do they?
I'm gonna get this.
Huh?
This is cute for the last 10 years. I was a National Merit Scholar, right? So, yeah, I'm gonna go. So, if she goes into a solar system that doesn't have a yellow sun, how's she gonna get back home?
Well, I got you there.
But but I'm keeping a buck with you. I thought the same thing. I was like, wait a minute, if she goes to a red sun, how's she gonna get home? And then when I saw the movie, they had a spaceship. I was like, oh, yeah, it makes sense.
Well, and
Did you-
this is one question I wanted to ask, and we'll move on. I'm being dumb, but I saw in the trailers there was a part where they're like in a bar or something. I don't know, if it was like a Mos Eisley knockoff or something, but it looked like they had a disco ball
Yes.
in the bar. Where'd that come from? Was that on Earth?
Well, apparently they are all aware of the other planets because, like, it just to me because it was like, yeah, the Kryptonian, and I'm looking like, how do they know about? That was one thing I needed them to explain. How did they know that kryptonite hurt Kryptonians? Because he had a special Kryptonian arrow or something that he was shooting her with. He's like, yeah, I've been playing this, I've been saving this to use on the Kryptonian, and I sat there like, how does he know that would hurt him like that?
Well, can I ask another question? Is it in the super mythology that a green sun can poison a Kryptonian?
Yeah, that was something you need Big Sexy in here for that because that one was pause. That was something that I didn't get either because I'm like I've never heard of a green sun doing that type of damage. To me, that doesn't even make sense because I thought it was the radiation from the minerals from Krypton. How does a green sun? But whatever.
It's, Kush sun, I guess.
I mean, the idea of a green sun alone is stupid. A red sun and a yellow sun, that's actually scientifically factual.
All right. Well, this is Superman, or Supergirl, excuse me. So there we go. Wow, very two different takes. Aunt Pooh, I don't know if say loved it, but thought it was a good movie.
I enjoyed it. To say
And
that.
Q hated it. I see some people in the comments. Some people said they liked it, and some people didn't like it. So there you go. It is what it is. Let's keep it moving. I want to change up a little bit. We're going on this movie stuff. I thought it would be fun to give me your top 5 movies of right now for whatever criteria you want it to be. It could be the movies of this year, just overall, whatever. Movies you hated. Who would like to start? Or if you need more time, I can go real quick.
Well, I'll give you one.
Go ahead.
I mean, look, top 5. Okay, for me, it's going to be Godfather. It's going to be Raging Bull. It's going to be Goodfellas, Wall Street, Do the Right Thing, I mean, okay. I got to throw Empire Strikes Back in there, but for me, the top movie I've got for since last summer,
Mhm.
without a doubt, Fantastic Four, man.
Okay.
I'm still checking out that joint. Probably seen it 25 times now. I play the
can respect
soundtrack
that.
probably once a day.
Are you,
I don't know
you
what it
that
is.
deep into it?
I mean, this, like I said, what the movie that got me wanting to get into filmmaking, was Superman 2. As hilarious as that is to me now, that movie changed my life. And the reason I like going to movies now, reviewing movies, because I've always been in search of that. Whoa, right?
Mm.
And Fantastic Four. Now you got your Endgame, you got your Civil War, you got your movies that they're dope, right? But movies that just transform me, and maybe it's because I've been collecting Fantastic Four since I was 11, right?
Okay.
That movie, all that other garbage from Tim Story. I know he's a brother, but I can't cape for him. All those other Fantastic Four movies, garbage. This
Damn,
one, it wasn't
garbage.
garbage. I
You don't
said,
even like the first two. You don't
huh?
like the one, the Tim story. You didn't like those at all.
No,
Oh wow.
they
I
I
were
like
like
it,
the
but
first one, but
I
not the
like. As I'm
second
saying,
one.
I actually did kind of like it for what it was. But you are Fantastic Four purist, so I.
the one. No,
So
what? No, I will say, and I will admit this. The one thing they really got right in those first two,
mm.
not the John, you know what I'm talking about,
Oh right, right.
not the one
The
the
one with Michael B.
VHS.
Jordan.
No, that was after.
Oh,
There
oh
was
okay.
one that came out. It was a movie that who's the cheap horror filmmaker?
Oh, you're talking about the one that
Corman,
actually never did come out before. I know what you're talking about.
something Corson or Corman.
Corman or
Corman, Robert
Roger
Corman, or something
Corman?
like
Was it
some
Roger Corman?
somebody in the
All right.
church
Anyway,
movies.
I'm not even counting that one, but I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
the Tim Story ones. What he did get right is he got the Human Torch thing dynamic where they're always fucking with each other. He got that right, but it just didn't play right. And I like what they did. They did change things up in this last movie that may not have been true to the comic book characters, but we always know
Mm.
that you got to change something from the comic book to make it play on screen, and they did it just right. And I'm not. I was all against Pedro Pascal. Like, "Ah, not this motherfucker again. God, really? Can you at least shave? I wish he would have just shaved his mustache off. But yeah, he man. If you're a Star Trek fan, you like this movie for that alone. It's an
Star Trek.
intellectual superhero film, and
Yeah.
I love it. We could have seen more Galactus. We could have seen more fighting with the middle part could have used a little bit more action, but I liked the fact that it was very Star Trekky, more sci-fi than action. So that's the movie and I'll go with Marty Supreme as well. That was a good one too.
I
Have
haven't
y'all
seen
seen
that
that
one.
one?
I haven't
Did y'all
seen
see
that
that
one.
one? Damn. Okay.
It's on my to do list. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to see it, but then when I heard that he was the favorite for the Oscar, I protested it.
Just
Now
because of
that
what he
he's
said about what did he say about the dancers or something? What did he
no,
say?
not that. No, the fact that I wanted Michael B. Jordan to win that Oscar. So when that movie when Marty Supreme came out, and people were saying he was the leading favorite for Best Actor, I decided to protest, never watch it. And then when he lost, now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch it now since he lost. Hey, it makes sense to me. Black power. I'm black and I'm proud.
Okay.
Okay. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. All right. So is that all your five?
That's
Q,
all I
or?
got.
All right. Here, I'll do mine real quick, and then let Aunt Pooh take us out on this. So my top five movies are right now. One, some of these because I just got them and we've rewatched them. First one I'll mention is Michael. And probably my favorite movie actually this year I've seen so far. Saw it a couple times in the theater, bought it at home. I have watched it ad nausea at home. And my daughter, she watches it over and over. I would say for me, I look at Michael and I wonder if some of y'all in the comments, it's funny. This, to me, the Michael movie is actually Michael's Purple Rain. It's a biographical type of movie. It's, to me, sort of really great for the performances, and you get to see the highlights of Michael Jackson himself. It's a hero journey type of movie, and it's a musical. And I think for a generation of people who never got to experience Michael the way we did, it's an opportunity to have an event for them of Michael Jackson that they actually get to do in real time. And I'm seeing that it's opening up his music to them in a way that they probably wouldn't have gotten it before. I walked in on my daughter the other day. I don't know what she was doing, but she was doing a roll call of the Jacksons. Jermaine, Jackie, I was like, where are you getting all this from? And I can see, it's just because of the pop culture of it all is starting to really kind of, for the younger people, this is their time to be all into it. So I love that movie. and it looks fantastic on TV. The other movie is Love Jones, older movie. Just picked up the Criterion edition of it, and I love this movie because watching it now as an adult, as an older adult, as opposed to when I watched it when it first came out, the movie hits a little different for me. Uh, Now I'm a lot older. I was the same age of the characters sort of in the movie, but now that we're older watching it, it's interesting to watch. Well, this is what we were doing at that age, and they look so young. They look like kids to me in the movie now. Well, I didn't see it that way before, and just the way that it's shot is fantastic. Like you have to really see it in the grand in 4K and all that. It looks beautiful. The another one I give to, so that was with two, a House Party. Yeah, the classic House Party. There's a Criterion 4K of that, and man, let me tell you, they went to town on the restoration of this movie. So it is like a whole other thing. The sound is excellent. There's a lot of things that were going on that I just never heard before in the mix. Jokes and the reaction of the party plays a lot different on a surround system. And then the colors, what they have on, it didn't come across that way to me before, and I realized I've probably only seen this on a DVD back in the day or on TV or something. But now you can actually see, like, they were wearing some of the bright colorist crazy shit you can imagine. It looks crazy now in a great way. But it just looks so cool, and it's a funny movie. And it's still funny today. To me, this movie is in the same way when I used to watch what's that movie? Cooley High. I remember when I was young and I would see Cooley High, and I was like, "Yo, this is how my parents got down," and I thought it was so cool, and it opened up a time frame that I could only see it in movies, but I realized for my mom and them that was their reality. To me, this movie will play the same way, but it's just playing that way to a different generation. They're seeing our sort of youth time, and you're also seeing the evolution of rap and different things in the movie. And George Clinton. It's interesting when you watch how they sort of are actually showing George Clinton in the movie. I never picked up on it before, but it's almost like a baton is being taken because you can see how much reverence they had for him. I didn't pick up on that before, but when you listen to the music that's playing and you see how they present him in the movie, you can see how they saw him as an elder states type of dude. So it's interesting to watch it in that regard.
Wait, which movie is this again?
House
Which
Party.
movie is that?
House Party.
Are they? I actually don't remember George Clinton being in that. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, there's the scene where kid is running from full force, and he goes to that uppity party. It's like a house, and it was like an uppity black party. But George Clinton was the DJ.
DJ, yeah,
And he goes up on there and grabs the mic. He's like, man, what y'all playing? He playing that old stuff, and he's like, yo, oh, pops, do this. And he's like, oh, TP's in the bucket. And then they're playing a riff on Parliament Funkadelic, but it's a rap style of it, so you can see the merging of the different styles. It's just interesting.
Are they supposed to
go
make
ahead.
a remake of that movie? Are they supposed to be
did.
remaking that?
They did actually.
Oh, they did. Right.
We don't.
I
We
didn't
don't
see it.
Just like Bruno, we don't talk about it.
Okay.
Hilarious. Last one, of course. This last two. So one, BVS, Batman v Superman. I still watch that movie like it was brand new. I just think it's a beautiful looking movie to me. And lastly, the other one is Akira. Dope ass movie. I always put it in and watch it. But I will say it's about to be released in the theaters in September. It's coming to 4K IMAX. So I'm gonna be there. It's probably gonna only play for one day, but I gotta see that in the theater. I hadn't seen it in the theater since 1988. So I'm so used to watching it at home. But yeah, so those are my five: Michael, Akira, Batman v Superman, Love Jones, House Party. And if I had to throw another one that I watch a lot now, is Heat. Classic movie, but I watched it again because I read the Heat 2 novel, which is the sort of sequel prequel, and they're about to make that into a movie with Leo DiCaprio and
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. But I'm gonna tell you, that book is badass. and that it really makes that movie come alive even more so by the book, because the book deals with things that happen after the movie, but also before it. And I thought it was going to be trash. Dare say almost better than the original, but just a great continuation. I hope the movie doesn't ruin that. But those are mine. And Poop. We can't hear you, sir. Uh oh.
What?
You might be muted or something.
Uh, well, for me, I'm gonna take it to the motherland and a little bit of UK as well. Uh, I just saw this movie last night, and I can't stop thinking about it. Looking at TikTok videos about it. It's called Blue Story. It's a film that came out in 2019, set in London. These two cats, they are longtime friends, but they're from different boroughs, different neighborhoods, and they have like rival gangs, and shit just gets wild. It gets wild. And I don't want to go too deep into it. They have a rapper narrating some, giving what they call that, exposition, done well. But it's just really, for me, what I enjoyed about it was it's like it's amazing how people let their ego get in the way of what's right and letting family bring them down. And part of me was like, dude was just really jealous because he was out there running the streets, smashing these chick, and this homeboy found true love, and it just goes left. And the ending is hella sad, but at the same time, I just couldn't stop thinking about it because it's like y'all was supposed to be boys, and y'all gonna let this gangster shit tear y'all apart. So highly recommend it. Another one was a night. It's a Nigerian movie called A Night in 2005. It's on Prime, I believe. It's really, I ain't gonna lie, it's really fucking deep. Where this woman back in 2005, she was sexually assaulted, but there's ambiguity about what happened and how the person that did it came from this very powerful family, and the way that they hid it up, and she gets to plotting her revenge and how everything came out from beyond that. Another Nigerian movie, I would say it's their version of John Q. If you remember, it's called Two Business Days. This guy married, yeah, but it's so good. It's so good. Q, you on mute.
I was
Did I-
saying just the title itself, I'm sold. That sounds like it's on some greenlit shit right there. 2 business days.
Hilarious.
So
So I
what
get
hap-
my money. You get my money. 2 business day, nigga.
So what happens is Family Man, their son gets ill and they have to take him to the hospital and they have to put him on this waiting list. But we need a deposit for the procedure to be done. He goes to the bank and they're like, "Oh, well, actually, we can't. You have to wait 2 business days to get your money." But the hospital is like, "Yo, we need this money now." So he's like, "Fuck it, I need my money." So he goes back up into the bank and decides he's gonna rob them to get his
Wow.
money. But while
Wasn't
he's doing
That
Say
was the
again?
Tyler Perry movie, wasn't it?
No,
With
no, no, no,
Taraji?
no, 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 don't even go there. No,
It's the same.
no, far better. But while he's trying to get his money from the bank, these other people that are scamming, they trying to get away with this other money. And then there's some gangsters. It's just all kind of shit just goes bad. All I can say is go watch it. 2 business days.
Where did you
it's-
see this at?
I saw this on Prime.
Oh, Prime. Okay.
Yeah, Prime.
Okay.
And then there was a series of movies called Jolo, and the one that I like the most, yeah, this is Jolo movie. The one that I like the most, you got to go see it. It's called Day Ones, and the reason why this is funny is, it's these two friends. They've been friends forever, but he ended up marrying. They're in South Africa. He ends up marrying a white South African. So right there, I'm already looking like, bruh, really? But he's still cool with his homegirl. And then one night, they just out having fun, have a little beer, get drunk. They decide to smash. She gets pregnant, and the whole thing just unravels as everybody's finding out that she's pregnant. That they finally got together. All kind of mess happens. And then last week,
What's that one called again?
It's called it's on Netflix. It's called Jolo, UMJOLO, Day Ones.
Gotcha.
And then the last one. I know you said movie, but I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to sneak because this is the biggest, in my opinion, the most viral content right now. You gotta go see it. The Polygamist. You gotta watch that shit. Tyler Perry wishes he could do that.
I never heard of this one.
It's on Netflix. You have to watch. If you thought Ghost was the trashiest father husband ever, Jonas ain't got shit on Jonas. 22 episodes, you will be captivated from the start, from the finish. But if I have to go with a film, it's Disaster Holiday. It's another South African film. Again, all of these are African, South African.
You on your South African? You on your
Hell-
African? Okay.
This one, what I love about it, it's like National Lampoon's Vacation, except it's in South Africa. So if you like those movies, you're gonna love this. And the thing that I love about it is it's just so freeing to watch these movies because they are Black created, produced. I'm hoping because you don't know what's going on in South Africa. Produce films, so they don't care about we have to have a certain level because they don't have to deal with. I'm assuming. I feel like they don't have to deal with. We have to produce a certain type of image of these Black families, these Black fathers. They can be foolish. They can be comedic. They can put their message in it, and it's just so freeing to watch how how our brothers in the motherland are behaving and acting. I love the fact that the kids are so stern and stuck on that's our mother, that's our father. We're gonna behave like that. Even they got 25, 30-year-olds still bowing down to their parents, not wanting to disrespect them, not wanting to disappoint them. And I just love that. And with the Disaster Holiday, I love the film because he's portraying himself as his father that's doing everything to give his kids these stuff, but all they want is, we just want you here. Let's just go out on a vacation with the family. And he's trying to be sneak and do all this other stuff. And of course, he fucks it all up, but it's still hilarious to watch. That's
what was that one
Disaster
called again?
Holiday. Disaster Holiday on Netflix.
Give me your quick 5 one more time.
It was Blue Story. This is a UK movie. It's on Paramount. I think it might be on Prime. At night in 2005, Anjolo, the Gone Girl, Disaster Holiday. Oh my God, what was the other one I mentioned? And Two Business Days.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Two
remember
Business
that
Days.
title. I remember.
If, of all the 5 you should watch that one first. That's the one you need to watch first.
All right, right on, man. So we've given you a lot of stuff to check out. Oh, real quick, have you guys started watching the X-Men season 2?
Oh, is that starting?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. First 3 episodes.
I didn't like
are out.
episode 2, but 1
You
and
said
3
you
were definitely
didn't?
really good. I didn't like episode 2. That was the
Oh,
one with
man,
X
I thought
Factor.
that was so clever. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
How so?
Well, I liked it. I mean, I'm not a fan. I'm not against it at all. I don't know much about the other teams. I just got a kick of seeing, like, man, I was like, wow, they really, they changed the whole title screen and everything. I thought that was cool. I'm not that versed on those characters, so to me, it was something new, and I just thought it was badass. I thought Cable was done very well. I don't know how close he is to the comics or anything, but I enjoyed it.
Is it still
For
called
me-
X-Men 97 or is it X-Men 98 now? What is it?
No,
Yeah,
97.
it's 97.
What channel? See, I'm old. What
Disney
channel?
Plus.
Stop.
Disney Plus, right?
God damn.
You want to set your VCR while you at it?
Right. All right.
Stop it. But yeah, I thought they were pretty good.
For me, I guess it was the fact that you had the first episode where they set up the 2 teams, one in the future, one in the past, and then so we saw everything that was popping off in the future, and then episode 2, they're in the present and they're introducing what's going on in the present, X Factor, Cable creating X-Force, and I'm like, wait a minute, can we get back to the main story? So I guess that's why I wasn't enjoying
third
it.
episode.
Yeah. That
I'm all
that
in.
one was like, that one was kind of deep when Apocalypse broke bad. Like, oh, okay. So you trying to get this? Oh, you try to banana in the tailpipe. I got you. And then the thing about it is like Magneto up there, like, nah, I'm really your friend, and I'm looking like, yeah, you the wrong one with that message.
Is
Yeah,
Magneto still looking kind of funny style?
Yes.
I don't think they made him look older now to me, but I think it's dope.
I remember
My-
I'm
last,
surprised how good it was actually.
No, what you should be more upset when you after you watch it is the fact that Apocalypse and some of the ancient Egyptians seem to be talking in my opinion, an African accent, but they all light skinned like a motherfucker. That bothers the hell out of me.
There you go.
well, Egyptian people can be light skinned. I mean,
No, Egyptians in 2026 are, but I'm talking about ancient Egyptians. Those were Negroes.
All right, Umar. He said.
okay.
All right. All right.
They were
Okay.
Negroes
So
from the deserts of Sahara.
here we go. All right. Real quick, we're gonna shift over and get into some music conversation here. But I wanted to get you guys' take on this whole spin dat sort of conversation. This is the new song that's popping in the streets right now. Some people say this is the song of the summer for, I guess, hip hop culture or whatnot. I'll play a little video to sort of bring it up to speed a little bit. So bear with me here as we attempt to get this going. 1 second. Let's see if this works. Okay. And let me try this. There we go. Our sister Indy Irie. And salute to this channel here, Comedy
I'm
Hype.
Janaba. As we continue our coverage on NDRE, speaking against the popularity of Young Miami
You
spin
guys
that
can
hit,
hear that?
Young Miami herself looks to have finally responded back with her thoughts about Ari's comments and any backlash people have about the song. On Wednesday, the rapper would reshare a post directly responding to NDRE, dissing her song's success. The post would go on to say, "Enough. There have been so many more successful songs about murder, the disrespect of women, drug use / dealing, etc. But Carisha's song about checks, notes, stealing, from what you can infer to be major corporations at that, and tricking is the problem with our community? Please." This would specifically address Ari's criticism of the song, stating, "The mass acceptance of this song itself is a crystal clear sign of the bigger problem. I finally realized that not everybody wants to get free, and it was a very rude awakening." Now, Ari's comments would come after Young Miami would receive praise from the audience at this year's BET Awards and would be announced as having the song of the summer. Now, following her resharing the post reacting to Ari's criticism, Miami would then go on to say, "This for the hood, nigga. I see y'all and I feel y'all," along with her resharing that her song has now reached number 25 on Billboard's Hot 100 list. Now, a growing number for some isn't just Black adults who will be influenced by the message of the song, but unfortunately children who have gone viral for singing the lyrics just like it was a Gracie's Corner song.
Everybody back up, back up, back up.
Just this and pop some pegs. Girl gonna go, yeah, bitch. Spin this shit. Spin this shit. Spin this shit.
For those who don't know, the phrase "boosting bitches where y'all at," which is repeated several times
All right. That might be enough. So I guess, the controversy. Oh, you ready to jump right in?
Okay.
Go ahead. You got it, man.
Did I hear that right? That someone put up a tweet talking about how this was actually empowering because it was harming corporations? That's what they're saying. The song. I'm looking at the lyrics and I'm like, I don't see the metaphors of it meaning take from these trash ass billion-dollar corporations. I don't. So
Hey,
let
I
it be
love
known. Ampu is ratchet, but he ain't this ratchet to understand what this shit is. Because I'm like, that's my first thing I had to say.
I'm gonna let you finish eating first of all. I don't know what podcast you think you on. mean, damn.
The-
And then you talking about I ain't that ratchet. That's not ratchet.
But and second though, who the fuck is filming their look like a 3-year-old reciting these lyrics and then posting it on the social media for the world to see? It ain't cute. It ain't cute. This ain't Eddie Murphy Raw where old girl was singing "Why Do Fools Fall in Love" and whatnot. But like, I just don't understand this new generation of finding, in my opinion, very questionable things that they have no business repeating and performing to and putting that out for the mass consumption.
Well, right. And to answer your question, Love Sexy 71, yeah, I think it's the movie I Love Boosters recently just came out. I haven't seen it, so I don't know if it, but I assume that the movie is about this type of topic. Well, so yeah, some of the controversy and the pushback, India Irie, coming out speaking about it. My take of it is this, and we've had this conversation before. There's, gangster rap, different stuff over the years. I remember, where they were steamrolling the CDs. I think it was the Pastor Calvin Butts back in the day, and this was right after Snoop and all them came out. There was older black folks, Christians in this regard, the pastor, they was boycotting, they was pushing the line that this stuff should be destroyed. I remember the whole big scene where they had the steamroller and they threw the CDs on the ground, he rolled, crunched them up. I remember C. Dolores Tucker, right? And she came out when Death Row was popping, and she was saying that it was misogynistic to black women and all that, and she got a lot of backlash. And there was Little Kim, and we've had it all throughout the thing. And a lot of times the thing was always people are not influenced by this. It's not going to make somebody go out and do this and that, whoop-de-whoop. And I remember sometimes I would kind of be like, yeah, they're going after the wrong people. Like, this isn't going to. But, now that I'm in my almost knocking on 60's door and I've lived a little bit and I've seen years and years of the aftermath of this, I would say that there is an aftermath of these types of things, and it's the world we live in today. I would say the way that this is treated as normal to a degree and is put to the front of the line and is used to be sort of the representation of certain people is the after effect of all of those years where we was playing Eazy-E, NWA, Too Short, some of my favorites, Tupac, and all that other stuff. The reason why the kids is getting blasted even more so, in my opinion, and the stuff and just the level of disrespect is because we've had years of all of that stuff, and it then seeped in through. So, like, our kids was born through that, so they think that's normal behavior. They don't know of the time before this type of stuff where this was kept out of the spotlight. We've always had the underworld elements of our culture, but they was kept out of the spotlight because we wanted to have a representation of ourselves as being respectful. So we've always had that stuff, but it was never put on front. But because we had all of those years of the foolishness being sort of the main thing, and it was so lucrative, we don't remember, you almost don't remember a time, or these generations, they don't know of no time where it wasn't ratchet. So to them, that's normal. So that's what I think people, when they push back at this and they're younger, they don't have a life experience to see. You don't know what's going to be on the other side of this yet. And you weren't around before this. So you don't know how we used to carry ourselves out here in the world. And so that's why you can have a woman like India Irie who really comes off, she's an older, at this point, she's my age, but she's not out here looking crazy. She's like on some Felicia Rashad, she's like an image that you would be proud to, yeah, that's my sister, or that's my wife, or that's the mother, or the black woman who used to be the thing that held us together, the big mama presence back then, what that meant, they don't know that no more. That's been so gone that now if a girl that can come out and doing all this, they don't see nothing wrong to answer your question. They don't see nothing wrong to have children singing that, because that's all their whole existence has been that. They grew up and their parents was listening to Tupac. Their parents was listening to Yin Yang Twins, and we keep it a buck. We grew up listening to Prince and Head and all that foolishness. And we tell ourselves, I'm all right. But we don't, one, we're not being honest. And two, I just don't think that some people, they just don't see what's going to happen. They don't see how it's going to penetrate into the psyche. Is it going to make you go out and rob? Probably not. But will it dumb down your consciousness enough that you will accept and tolerate foolishness as normal? Probably so. And you won't speak out against it. And if you do, your own people are going to come at you as if there's something wrong with you, not something wrong with the message. So that's my opinion on that. I almost think that it's too late, but it's interesting to see how she is perceived, giving some sort of, hey, maybe this isn't the right message for us. It's interesting to see why the people that are against her seem to be so vitriolic about it as well. That's the other part. Why are they so upset? I don't understand. Like, why would you be that? It'd be different. I could see if it was somebody outside of our culture. Maybe you could, how, you don't know. But that's the mature, respected black woman. That's supposed to be the template. But the game is all wild, man. So that's what my sort of thoughts on it. I want to hear what Q Storm got to say. You're muted, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna just leave my mic open. I never heard it. I didn't know about the existence of this song until we first got on the show. This is the first time hearing about it. But I have to say this. I think it's disgusting, but I have to say, I've heard worse. What's that song? To me, this is the bottom of the barrel. Where a woman that sings, "Lick my head, lick my back, lick my neck,
Kia,
lick my back, lick
yeah.
my crack." It don't get worse
Right.
than that. So this is tame. Just the lyrics that I was looking up. But you want to know why people get so hateful when someone speaks out against this? Because, I mean, the best example I could say is I get into argument at the gun range because I was trained a certain way on how to stand, how to aim, how to this and that. And they say, "Oh, we're not doing that no more. We don't do that. That's old." You're coming at me. You're questioning my values to a certain degree. And that's what I think is the same thing. This is what I was learning. I believe in it. And now you're telling me I'm wrong. So that's just self-preservation, right? I get it. I think is misinformed or misplaced pride, but I understand it. And I think you're right. It might be, but I'm gonna say this. I don't care what nobody says. I know Prince did Head. I know he did a song called Sister, but that's different.
Why is
Because
it different?
I'll tell you why it's different. Like, I'm not going to tell you. Because, and I swear to God, I believe this. If you have a certain amount of talent, you get a little bit of a pass. I said it.
Interesting.
I said it.
I don't see nothing.
Okay. Now, see, I don't really find him all that talented.
Wow.
Stop it. Now you just threw your argument.
You on some bullshit there. I'm sorry, man.
I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Okay. I mean, okay. All right. He
Sure.
can write a song. I don't think his voice is that impressive. I don't think his lyrics are that impressive. He writes songs that are the flavor of the week, right? Like that Michael Jackson song he wrote.
Man, can you stop? Because I do not want to. I did not wake up this morning.
Yeah, and we're not
defend
going
R.
to.
Kelly.
Actually, we're not going to have R. Kelly.
You should have brought R. Kelly up then. All right.
I'm sorry.
I
I
didn't-
want to get sorry for the trigger. Go ahead and move on.
You got an opinion. Whenever you got an opinion, you get triggered.
I
Anyway,
hear you.
so yeah, I none of this. Prince, Madonna, all them cats, they came up. I'll say Easy E and all them cats. Ice Cube, one of my favorite rappers of all time.
Absolutely.
They had talent. They could do other things. I don't respect people that this is all they lean on. That's the difference.
Okay.
Okay, I'm damn. See, you still got me defending people. Okay, two things. I do not subscribe to the notion that if you got talent, you get a pass. If it's demeaning, if it's demeaning, if it's culturally abhorrent, if it leads to, in my opinion, reduced morals, I don't care how talented you are, it's still a no-go.
Okay, did Prince do any of that stuff though? Is he guilty of
No,
that?
see, that's why when you brought Prince up, I'd be like, you're gonna go with that's different in the sense that I would say 75% of his music was not that.
Okay.
For every head, you can find 10 the ladders
Well, that's
or
not- that's the
Anastasia.
point. That makes it different.
No, but you came into talent, and I'm like, no, because talented people do despicable things or put
No, I'm saying-
long-lasting-
So I'm defining talent by saying he can do other things. He doesn't rely on that.
Okay, so please, yeah, you need to put that out because I think I'm probably not the only one of us. Like, wait a minute, so if you Chachowski or something, I don't know what his name, you can put out suck my dick songs.
Whoa. What is going on?
I might have used another
Reel
metaphor.
it back in, bro.
Yeah, I might have used another metaphor, but
Yeah.
okay.
So that's how I see that. And then the other thing that I wanted to point out is that while I did grow up on that, and I feel that there can be a place for that because the same way, people are coming at Young Miami and the Nicki Minaj and the Cardi, all you do is da 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 da. I kind of would say, well, all Martin Scorsese do was do gangster Italian flicks. Where's the heat for that, and how detrimental it could be to the culture?
You'd be wrong there. He did
Okay.
Empire of the Sun. He did oh damn, I'm blanking now.
And I'm sure if we went to the discography of some of these rappers, we can find some I got the best head songs on their albums. But I'm just saying, but
I
the
would challenge
majority of what Scorsese is known for is Italian mob films. So in my opinion, that's the problem with most of today's generation. They don't have anything else to talk about other than I get more bitches than you, I got more money than you, I can pop my booty and coochie better than you. And I just wish that there was just more to it. We can all talk about the degradation of black music, of R&B music, of hip hop music. And I do opine that yes, Ice Cube put out A Bitch is a Bitch, but he also put out Check Yourself. Today Was a Good Day, My Summer Vacation, some great narrative stories that had deeper messages in there. And unfortunately, we're not getting that same quality and diversity of songs and lyrics. Or
Here's the
I
thing.
should say in the mainstream, because it probably is out there. I just can't find it.
Well, and that's where it matters, right? Because I love Ice Cube, all of these cats. But I think what we have to do is we look back and think about it. Is the success of these guys worth it? So what I mean to say is, yes, coming out doing Dope Man, and some of them songs he did was some wild stuff, right? But then at the other hand, like you said, he'll have some great stuff. But I wonder if the damage that is done by those other songs, are they too great to our community? Does the damage that those songs represent and the damage that they do to our community, is that worse than the success that he has? You know what I'm saying? Was it worth it? For all the kids who listened to some of these records and got more into sex faster than they should have, and maybe they had babies and stuff, but now they have a better life. Was all of that worth it? Was it worth it for what it did to our community? when you have those movies, when you look at some of the movies that are coming out that have been super influential for us, Scarface, Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, I remember when these movies, before these movies came out, and what happened after these movies came out in my neighborhood was a drastic difference. People started to want to act like what they saw in those movies when there wasn't even really no gangbanging in these neighborhoods, but it started to penetrate all across the country. Yes, we can say now that a lot of people became successes and icons based off of that. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, all of these titans of the game, right? But was the sacrifice, was it worth it? Because is our community in a better place? Was it worth doing that? So when we bring up these other people like the Scorsese, did their community fall because of those influences, or are they able to prosper? Because they may be in a different position than what our community is in. I can't really. If we want to say, well, it worked for them, it's going to work for us. It did it. It may have made a few people rich, but when we look at the video we just saw where they got the babies singing them rap songs that are crazy, did we win? That's my point. Like, I don't know if sometimes we have to ask ourselves, yeah, you got the right to do whatever you want, but is it worth it? Is the end of the day, is it going to be worth it? You might be successful, and you may be a strong-willed person where you won't be influenced, but my point is to say you have to acknowledge you will be influencing children to go down this route, whether you intended to do that or not. And most of these people don't give a fuck about your children, so they don't care. That's my point, is to say, be careful who you cape for, because they don't really have your best interest at heart. They're willing to get paid by any means necessary. Get rich or die trying. You be the one dying, but they're gonna get rich. That's why I always, and I was a part of that. I love some of these songs. I grew up listening to some of the stuff, but I had to question myself, how is that affecting my psyche? And why do I cape so hard for the artists? They ain't caping for you. Where's the last time you see any of these rappers get out here talk about some of the issues that we be talking about? They only talk about beefing with other artists and record sales and getting money. Why are we caping for that? So that's why I give Prince credit, because I think he kind of saw like, yo, all of this little shit I'm doing, let me change it up. I wasn't raised like that. Let me come back around and throw some of these religion songs and get my shit together, because I know good and well I wasn't raised like that. You know what I'm saying? Let me come with some Love Sexy and clean it up and put that shit to bed and go on to the next. Let me come with a different type of a vibe. Let me tone down.
Love Sexy was cleaning it up.
Absolutely. If you go look at the Love Sexy,
the V of Her Love. That sounds.
Well, that's talking on a romantic level. I'm talking about his stuff. He was really getting. He's talking about his spirit, right?
And then a few years.
Listen to the first song. Go look at the concert, right? He killed Prince at the halfway part and rebirthed and came to trying to come with something different. I'm just saying he can see that, hey, some of the ideology I was pushing before, I got to change up. I'm growing up as a person. I can't be on the same stuff I was doing. What did he say? That was the old me. So that's why I'm saying I give him a little credit, because at least he recognizing I can't just be the rude boy the whole time. I'm a grown ass man.
But
go ahead.
We're going to turn this into a whole Prince thing. But then,
of course, we're going to.
A couple of years later, he put out a song called Cream and Get Off. And then a couple of years after that, he put out a song called Sexy Motherfucker and Pussy Control.
But he had balance in his songs now, didn't he?
No, but I'm just saying he didn't fully put it to bed.
I didn't say well, if I did, I miscorrect.
Yeah,
he didn't put it fully to bed, but he evolved.
Okay.
He was not the same dude that he was before.
Pussy Control was about female empowerment, though, to be honest. In his defense.
Okay.
Real quick. What's up? You're frozen, by the way.
Who, me?
And Pooh.
He's not frozen to me.
Oh, okay.
Snitching on your Wi-Fi.
Anyway,
There you go.
so I'm just gonna talk over you. I was wrong about Empire of the Sun. That was directed by Steven Spielberg. Martin Scorsese did Kundun. They both took place in Asia, so I got confused. Okay, but I want to say about
Tell-
Martin Scorsese.
Telling on yourself there.
If you check his filmography, you will find that he did more non-gangster films than he did gangster films. I'm gonna leave it there.
And if I wanted to devil's advocate, I'd be like, well, I'm pretty sure I can find that Ice Cube did more non-gangster, but we ain't gonna go there with that.
Yeah, but again, the question is what's the community that's being depicted in his movies?
But to push back on what you were saying as far as how this has resonated with the community, I would argue our community is much better from that time period than it is now. We keep hearing the statistic that the black women are I'm sorry if I can get this right, are the most educated demographic in the United States as far as getting their degrees. I would say that as with anything, the lowest common denominator is going to go viral. We all know that if we put wholesome, great, educated black men, women, kids, it's not going to go as viral as, sadly, as scamming ass niggas karaoke with a bunch of young kids. So
Right.
I would want to say that it's absolutely deplorable to see this, but I don't want the black community judged by, in my opinion, the minority.
But you will be. Because life is not fair, right? They don't play them games. They don't play that. The world don't work like that. That's why you can go to certain parts in the world and they're not judging you by how you be acting. They're judging you by the foolishness they hadn't seen broadcasted around the world. So they think that you a rapper or something. Or do you know about such? They're going to ask you, do you know about da 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 da? So it's unfortunately the representation goes all around. People, you probably isn't that. You're a black man, so you know right off the gate how people see you sometimes, even though you don't be about that shit. But they're going off by what they've seen blasted propaganda through their lifetime. Black people do the same thing. So to me, it's like, I don't know if it's worth it, man. Why? So we can say that we can do, because you want to, I'm not talking about you, Amp, I'm just using an example. Because you saw what the white man did in the movie, so you want to do that. He had his community looking crazy, so we should be able to do it too.
Fair point.
I mean,
fair point.
they ain't going through what we going through.
Let's see. Okay, can y'all hear me?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna put it out there. That's what I've been saying for the last 10 years with all of y'all on the chat, that we should comply, even if we are being treated unjustifiably when we get pulled over, because we can't act the way they act. Does it not sound familiar? Does it not sound familiar?
Mike,
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
Give us
Mike,
more.
help
sir.
me out. Did you
Give
get your
us more.
tickets? Did you get your ticket for the Coon Train? Because I sure didn't get one. What the heck? Where did that come from?
Really?
I just want to
Really?
hear more. I'm
Really?
intrigued, Q.
Really?
Yes, because I'm like, where'd that come from?
Isn't that what y'all saying? We can't behave. We can't get the same affordability as they get, because when we pollute with this music and stuff like that, it hurts us more than it hurts them when they do it. It's the same thing.
I can understand that part. I didn't
How is that
understand
the
about the
same thing?
comply and the police, but
Right.
Now, if they all up in your face about to put you down, yeah, you got to do what you got to do. But I'm just saying, if you're smoking a cigarette and they tell you to put it out, when they stop you, put the fucking cigarette out.
Somehow we
Okay.
triggered him. I don't know what happened.
what do they call that? What you be saying? They reaching?
You
I
just
get
said,
what you're saying. I'm just like, wait a minute, we ain't on that though.
that's what I'm saying. Okay. See, that's another problem. That's a problem we
That's the
have.
other problem. Uh-oh.
We think too linearly. We gotta see the forest for the trees.
I don't.
It's the same thing. So if you ascribe it
I'm gonna
there,
defer. Hey,
ascribe
he's
it
an
here.
elder. I'm listening. I'm trying to get the wisdom.
I'm an elder?
Probably.
Well, but I'm
in
only
a
6
good
years
way.
older than
I
you.
say that in a good way.
You say
I'm saying that
6?
in a good-
I'm only 6 years older than him.
Right, so that would make you my elder.
Fuck out of here.
Like you graduated from high school, he going into middle school. Come on, man.
But that's a sign of respect, Q. I'm saying that in respect. I'm saying like, yo, you elder, you might become with some wisdom that I'm not necessarily. I can't pick up
now,
on it yet, but you are giving me wisdom. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm listening.
He just trying to act for the camera now. Because if we was at this point, he'd be clowning my ass left and right.
Well, I'm thinking about India Irie in the same way. I don't want to be doing them how they doing. I don't want to do you like that. So I may not.
Yeah,
I'll be
okay.
like, huh? But you might be doing some real shit. So,
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm looking in the chat. Some interesting stuff in here. My man Reggie, what you got to say? Yeah, but they all single, educated black women. We're not creating families. Interesting.
He might have a point there. I don't know if it's true, but it sounds true.
My single black mother raised me to be an at-home black father. My kids are grown now with no issues. Well, hey, man, salute. I love it. I love it. I've come from a single black mother family as well. Yeah, good or bad. Good or bad. You got one situation we got to think about the whole collective, not isolated situations. Got to think prevention, not solutions, man.
All right, Terry.
I'm not sure what's he referring to.
Okay, what you smoking on, bro?
I just want to know what he's referring to. What's he saying?
Maybe Reggie jump on the chat and explain. Okay, so yeah, man, the song is nothing new. We've always had these types of songs. I do think it's interesting though that it will be this big of a thing. You know, there was a news story here locally in my area. A mother and a daughter actually were doing this exact thing she's talking about, and how they got caught was they did a TikTok video or something showing the Louis bags or Gucci bags they stole, singing that song, and the police came and got their ass. So you got grown. We've been talking about kids, but we really should be talking about the grown people, which is actually more disheartening because you can think maybe a kid being influenced, you know, the brain isn't fully active. Before grown ass adults, a mother and daughter team, that's what I'm talking about. That's sad as hell. And and I'm gonna be on a double standard. It'd be one thing, I guess, if I said, man, what if a dad had his son out here doing some foolishness? But for the mother and the daughter,
all right, I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna stop you.
That's why I said it can be on some double standard. I'm just saying from where I come from traditionally, it's a damn shame because I don't want to see my sisters and I don't want to see my mothers. I don't want to see my daughters out being arrested, doing foolishness and putting their life on danger. That's where I'm coming from. So that's why I'm like, it's just even more sad to me. Like, God damn, those are the ones we used to protect. Now they out there doing the crimes. and flounder, you know, just blatant with the blatancy about it is what's sad. At least when we used to do dirt back in the day, you kept that on the. Remember the whole term, keep it on the low. Like that was the whole point. You did your dirt in the. Now it's up front. Like there's just no shame whatsoever. Where do you go after that? How much lower can it go?
Sadly, social
Keep it on-
media,
keep it on the
is a
gillen.
curse and a blessing. On the one hand, it is exposing things that people heard about but didn't see, like police brutality and other things that, you know, that now we can document and say, here's our proof. On the other side, you got people doing it for the likes, doing it to go viral, and they'll do whatever it takes to get that 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, I just want to spotlight some of these comments. Like Reggie says about single black parents raising great kids. I have seen that a lot, but it's a pivot of circumstance. Our people survive anything great. And he just wanted to give a clarification. He's smoking on that space pimping green. So there you go.
I guess I am old. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking.
And you don't want to. Trust me. You made it this far. You'd be okay. Okay, so there you go. Spin that, and let me say, a catchy song, super catchy. I'm not,
It is. Can't lie,
yeah,
but
and
nice, nice looking
the
melody.
scary thing about it. We can make some of the most catchy lyrics, rhythms, and harmonies. We have superpowers, but just as powerful if that song would have been about raising my family up, or whatever. We think the sad things. We'll think this is corny, right? My
All right,
baby,
all right, all
my
right, Wayne
baby,
Brady.
he's a on a roll. You niggas ain't gonna hold. We think that's. Imagine how powerful that would have been if that was the thing that they were singing. It's the same rhythm and everything, but it was just saying something uplifting. But unfortunately, we're talking about, committing crimes, and we'll act like that has no effect on us. We're smarter than that, because we can't be the same ones talking about, oh, I'm feeling the vibe and I'm getting into it in the spirit. But then the moment when somebody say, but it's talking about some bullshit, it don't mean nothing. Stop it. You can't have it both ways. Either the shit is motivating you to do great, it can motivate you to do wrong. That's the whole point. That's why it's so powerful. So anyway, let's move on, shall we? We're gonna get in some Prince talk, some good stuff. All right, ask the fellas to come up with their top 5 Prince albums for now. Doesn't have to be all time. It could be just top of mind. For me, it's just gonna be what I'm vibing to right now. But I would love to hear if these brothers even listening to some Prince stuff right now. So with that said, Q Storm, take us through your
Uh,
list.
yeah, this was a hard assignment to get 5 minutes before we're going on air. But
Whoa, 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 whoa. No, no, no. So before you try to blast me out into these people, when did I put the notice out for this?
5 minutes before we went on air.
No, it's not. Now you're lying. It was like earlier this week, so don't do that.
Earlier this week.
Yeah.
All right, anyway.
Yeah.
Uh, so I wrote down 5, and I was like, and I actually wrote them down in order from best, but not least, none of them least, but best to, bottom of the list. So I'll go opposite direction. So top 5 as of today, 1999. This was my introduction this wasn't my introduction to Prince. It was my introduction to one of his albums, 1999. I remember listening to that, and back then, I was kind of like in the church a little bit. And even though I love the album, and one of my favorite tracks on here is what song? Dang, does not
Favorite
compute.
track.
Something in the water does not compute. Right. And I wore it out, and then I heard that somebody told me, or I heard something that he worshiped the devil.
Oh Lord.
And I will remember, I know that's ridiculous now, but I didn't know any better back then. I remember I took the cassette and I threw it in the dumpster of the place I was working, because I don't want to have anything to do with that foulness. And then maybe 2 years later, I was like, what the fuck did I do that for? Let me go buy that shit again.
And the crazy
That's
part
how
about
people
it,
saw Prince back then, like that.
and the crazy part about it now is in 2026, Q is agnostic. No, I don't know if it's agnostic, but atheist.
No,
You don't believe in? I'm not sure.
I don't know that I believe in something. I just don't think it's the biblical God with a white man with a mustache and beard sitting up in the sky. That you could go somewhere with that bullshit. All right, next one is controversy. If nothing else, I know we talked about it earlier, but I mean, that song "Head," just when it starts, I mean, the funk just pops you in the face. The song that I first heard, didn't know it was Prince, but it used to be on. Remember Casey Kasem's Top 100? You would sit there all Sunday waiting for. Oh, I don't like that song. I'm gonna go do some of this. Okay, but let me come back in 5 minutes. Oh yeah, that's my jam. I remember Private Joy. I thought it was Pride and Joy when I first heard it. Didn't know, right? But remember Casey Kasem's Private Joy. That got me listening to controversy, and I
Turn the
heard
speakers down,
Head.
sir.
like that song. I'm gonna go do some of this. Okay, but let me
Tried to
back.
come in all
Oh,
smooth
yeah,
and
that's
tore the
my shit.
show up.
I
Lord.
remember Pride and Joy. I thought it was Pride and Joy when I
Lord.
first heard it.
Sir.
Um, and my cousin introduced me to this album because I remember he was talking about, yeah, this dude right here, his name is Prince, and he has a song here where we talk about fucking his sister. I'm like, God damn.
Whoa.
And no, I'm sorry, that was Dirty Mind. That was Dirty Mind. That was Dirty
Actually,
Mind.
Big
All right.
Sexy, mute yourself, sir, please.
All right. Anyway, but controversy. There we go. Controversy. Let me move on. The next one is Love Sexy. I just think it's I love the experimentation on that album. To me, he does with that album kind of like he did with Around the World in a Day, and I respect him to this day for that. He didn't not sell out, but he didn't do what the masses wanted him to do when he did Around the World in a Day. And Love Sexy, he may have been crazy, he may have gotten high and had a whole awakening. That's fine. He appeared buck naked on the album cover. All right, whatever, man. But the shit's got some nice stuff on the album. Anesthesia, I think that's a very slept on track. And Dance On, funky ass track. And this album has one of my favorite Prince songs on it, which is Alphabet Street. To this day, Alphabet Street. All right, I think you know what the one number 4 is going to be. That's going to be Purple Rain. That's his Thriller. That's the album that I definitely went mainstream with Prince. Went to see the movie. The movie, it didn't blow me away except for the musical parts. What did blow me away was he was acting as best. I think he did as fine an acting job as an inexperienced actor who's a musician could possibly do. And I think that was good enough. I think the ending was a letdown. I was like, no, there's got to be more. Come on. But Purple Rain, I mean, When Doves Cry, I bore that shit out. My favorite album of all time. I think y'all know what that is. I'll never forget, I was in college. My last class hit. I ran to the Wooden Nickel. That was the record store. Where is the cassette? Sign of the Times. That's the name of it, right? I remember, I think first I bought the 12-inch, and I had to question my sexuality because I was like, are those Princess thighs on that thing? What? And I was happy.
Whoa. Why did you have to question your sexuality? Because you thought that was him and you were attracted to it? Or what?
I was looking at the thighs. I'm like, please don't let them be Princess thighs.
And if they were, what that would have meant to you if it was?
I would have said, damn. Well, okay.
In my best Cat Williams impersonation, I don't think I would have told that story.
I was trying to see how far it was. I'm like, man, I would have told that nigga.
No. No, I just would have been disappointed because like that's something I can never have because I'm not going that route. So I was very
so you'd have been
happy
disappointed.
I would have been disappointed because I'm
not. Just go on. Save.
I'm glad it was Cat's thighs. Okay, so it validated my attraction. Anyway, I just remember taking that thing back to my dorm room and see all these albums.
Damn.
Is it like that for everything now? Is everything tainted? Okay.
In the immortal words of Michael D, you know how we do.
And this motherfucker got up and left the room. Is it that bad, Mike? Get your ass. Come on, man. Anyway, in my dorm room, had my double cassette deck and all these albums. But I loved about Prince, you could just sit there and go through the lyrics, see the poetry in his writing. I mean, and for me, when I went through that with Sign of the Times, which has such a pastiche of different sounds, it had house music with Housequake. It had Dorothy Parker, whatever the hell that, I don't know what the fuck that song was, but when the beat first hit, I'm like, what the hell is this? I must sit my ass down and listen to this. It had It on it. I don't know what that was, but god damn, everything on that song, well, not everything. what's the song I don't like on that track, on that album? There's one song I really don't like. Young Hot Thing. That was beneath Prince, I think. Those lyrics were beneath Prince. But
That's
that
a
was
wild
a
song today.
well, yeah, and it's not the lyricism is not that great.
That's illegal. It's illegal.
And I'm a slow.
Yeah, but
I don't like the way he's bailing 21. Oh,
you don't sound nothing like that. But come on, strange relationship. If I was your girlfriend, grammatically incorrect. It should be if I were your girlfriend. Anyway, the best slow song Prince has ever written, "Adore." That album has everything. I don't care if it wasn't Crystal Ball, Prince, get over it. You put out a masterpiece, even though you wanted it to be 3 discs. It was a masterpiece. But I mean, just when I think of that album, it takes me right back to college. It takes me right back to 1987, and I'm back in my dorm room listening to that album with my headphones on. So, Sign of the Times, without question, my favorite album, and I think it is his best album to date.
okay. Was that 5?
Sign of the Times, Purple Rain, Love, Sexy, Controversy, 1999. And by the way, I will say, when I first played the Sign of the Times 12-inch, I was very disappointed because it was a mid-tempo burn.
Oh, you said Sign of the Times?
The actual Sign of the Times song when I played
I
that
was right
record.
there with you with that. Yeah.
But
Till you
now
flip
I
that
wouldn't
bitch
have it
over.
any other way because that's just the opening of the chapter to this album. Then it goes into Playing the Sunshine. I mean, the sequencing on that album is genius alone. So yeah, that without question, Sign of the Times. Which he
Okay.
should have won over U2. As dope as they are, he should have won over U2. Who else was in contention that year?
Michael Jackson.
No, he wasn't. In
He wasn't?
'87, was he? Was
Nah,
Sign of the
Bad
Times
was-
bad?
I feel like it was.
Yeah, it was Bad, Sign of the Times, and Joshua Tree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right. I was in love with
Gentlemen.
Michael.
Gentlemen, if I may, it was Sign of the Times, Bad, Joshua Tree, Whitney, and Trio, the thing that Dolly Parton, Emmylou Harris, and Linda Ronstadt did. I know because I own them all and listen to them all. Resume.
Well, I was in love with Michael.
Wow, I didn't even know about Whitney. Sheesh.
Prince should have won over Michael, even though I was a bigger Michael fan back then.
All right. Well, with that said, Big Sexy, welcome. Give us your top 5 on my tank.
Well, gentlemen, allow me to make not this last note here. Okay, there we go. Are we going in verse order, or are we going from top to bottom?
However you want to do it.
Well, let's go. Go further up. Prince album. That's what really put him on the map with me. I knew about him from For You and the single Soft and Wet, but Prince, the album, had the advent of the appearance of him. I remember him running around these little light blue dolphin bikini shorts or jogging shorts. Like, what the fuck is this? And giving my sister a hard time about the videos. And they really pimped him as a one-man band initially. I'm like, okay, cool. So that's what gets my attention. Then with Dirty Mind, number 4, he makes a hard pivot left. You know, I'm hearing recently that since that was his 3rd album, the label is giving a little heat about it. And he's like, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out on my terms. This is what I'm doing, and fuck you. And he turned it in. It's not done. It's done. And that's what really hit the chord with the critic population. Got him on their radar. And from there, 3. Love Symbol album. A lot of time going back to Sgt. Pepper, a lot of people have tried to make an opera or thematic album, and sometimes they miss wildly. To me, this was not one of them. He told the story, and it translated well to that tour. So that was a fun album. Now, a lot of people give him static for My Name is Prince and Tony M. I thought it was all part of the bigger story. Two, 1999, Magnum Opus Part 1. That's what blew him up for the public. You know, if, as Q said, Thriller was, or Silent Times was Thriller, then 1999 was off the wall. It really broke him nationally and got his attention. Of course, number one, Sign of the Times. Sorry. It doesn't get better than that. You know, writing, production, coming out of the ashes of the breakup of the revolution. It's magnificent. And I think all of us own or have seen the film, for those of us on Valiant, where he premieres the Silent Time for the first Silent Times band for the first time at First Avenue. Amazing, amazing. They threw a bit of Madhouse in there as well. Had people doing the scratch. That's the one. It is timeless. It is perfect. And yes, it should have won the Grammy for '87. And that is why I listened to all of the albums, so I could speak on this, on that issue with authority. U2 won because they had 3 monster singles, and they were the first 3 songs on the album. And plus, Bono's a big ass kiss. Yeah, I said it. Prince went the other way. He let his music do the talking. And, you know, we're at a stage now with the Recording Academy. There are people who hire consulting firms to actively pimp their music, just like they do with the Oscars. You know, what about letting people stand on their own merit? Silent Time should have won down that hill. Yep.
All right. Thank you for that. I'm going to mute you there, sir. Good
Mike,
list.
Mike,
Yes.
can I? Y'all have every right to clown me, but said controversy was my I meant to say Dirty Mind. I meant to say Dirty Mind, not controversy.
Okay. All right. Either one's dope, but yeah. Okay. Ampu, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Floor is yours.
My top 5, of course, in the 2 and 3 spot, it's going to be Sign of the Times. I mean, I don't think there's anything else I can add to it other than it definitely is his magnum opus, and you have pretty much everything that you're looking for within that you know of Prince. You have your spiritual songs, you have your ballads and love song. I have to call out Q. I don't know what the fuck you on about Hot Thing, but my brother, I understand lyrically, but my brother, first of all, that should have been a single. That should have been a single. That would have had the streets on fire. But I love that. Then you have your I'm Bad, I Can Do Anything, Through Christ as well, with Housequake, and It's Going to Be a Beautiful Night. Those are just great big band where you show his control of putting together musical composition as well as arranging it and going through all of the motions of creating that with the band that he has. Not a big fan of Sign of the Times, but I get what he was going for, and you know it works for what it is. And then you have so many, as they would say, not to us, but to the mainstream audience, some of those great deep cuts, Strange Relationship, Forever in My Life, Play in the Sunshine, which I did not appreciate till I got a more mature music listening mind. It's just so great. And I hate to do this, but the live versions of most of these songs are phenomenal. You have to listen to them. And then, of course, you know, what can you say about Adore? And then you have the pop crossover with a little bit of rock in there with You Got the Look. And you have to do yourself a favor and listen to this. Is it the 7-inch, I think? Amazing musical composition. I don't know what more can be said about that other than Prince was in his bag. He had some help with that. We know, but you know, he did it. Purple Rain, it is what it is. Great music. He touched on, again, I would say Michael Jackson had his formula for the albums that he put out. Prince did as well. He had his arena anthems. He had his ballads. He had his rockers. He had his What the Fuck Is This when you get to Computer Blue and Darling Nikki. He had his.
Whoa. What the fuck is this? With Computer Blues, my favorite Prince song. What's up?
No, that's what I mean. It's like, what the fuck is like? You put that on, you're like, what the
Oh.
fuck is this?
Oh, you're ready to fight.
Yeah, yeah. Then he had his saccharine sweet pop with "Take Me With You," which should and it should not work on Purple Rain, but it's such a refresher, a palate cleanser that it does work. And then even with no disrespect to Apollonia, even with a weaker vocal duet partner, it makes it work because the music wow, because the musical composition and those lyrics and the way he arranged it, it was just genius. Now my other two, 4 and 5, I'm gonna go there. Number 4 is Musicology. To me, his last great 5-star album.
Interesting.
Wow.
I mean, you start with Musicology, which is, in my opinion, is just I can't think of the word. It's just a masterclass in funk, in soul, in groove. It feels like this is I don't know if I'm gonna say this right, but it's like he deliberately went out to make that type of song, and people who try to do that don't fall short. He didn't. Everything that he was trying to accomplish on that song, he did. And then of course he had the ballad with "Call My Name."
All right.
This is 2004. I hate to say it, probably his last great ballad. Although he did have some great ones after that, but as far as like his master, where you like, if he didn't do anything after that, you could be content with "Call My Name" as being his last great ballad. And then I'm not sure what you would call what do you now the Marian Kind and "If I Was the Man of Your Life," how it had that transition from one song to the other. I loved it. "On the Couch," great. "Reflection," I again, that to me was a "what the fuck is this" type song, but it works and it's just a nice outro for it. And then he had his political side with "Dear Mr. Man," which if you've been on my Facebook, you've seen me post some of those lyrics and that song performance whenever, our government does something wild. My number 5, "Graffiti Bridge." Say what you want about the movie, but "Graffiti Bridge" to me is a masterpiece. You have first of all, the fact that he had so many partners on there between is it Laura Fiora? I'm not sure if that's her name. Alicia Fioria. And then you have Mavis Staples, you have Tevin Campbell, you have George Clinton, who I don't know how much he actually contributed to Weekend Funk, but I want you to look at this track listing. Number 2, New Power Generation. 3,
Love that
Release
song.
It.
Love that song.
4, The Question of You. 5, Elephants and Flowers. 6, Round and Round. 7, Weekend Funk. 8, Joy and Repetition. That right there, you can just take that off. That's a fucking great album. But then he gave you 10 more. That banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. And no two songs are alike.
See,
And
I felt like Round and Round was kind of wedged in. It doesn't have the same sound as the rest of the album.
but that's what I mean. You're right. You're absolutely right. But the fact that they don't sound too different, I feel like it does complement with the movie and everything. But the fact that he did experiment with New Jack Swing to a certain extent, and just the overall lyrics, it was just great. And then you get "Tick Tick Bang," where
Oh, I love that song.
he flipped a Jimi Hendrix sample. And just overall, I love that song. "Thieves in the Temple," another great song. To me, still would stand all time is the standout. It was his version of, I would say it was his version of "Purple Rain," his version of "The Ladder," that type of spiritual song. And then these songs were okay, but I could definitely listen to them. "Shake," time song, the latest fashion, and then "Release," and then "Love Machine." So yeah, the "Graffiti Bridge," do yourself a favor, go listen to that song. I'm not a big fan of "Can't Stop This Feeling I Got." I think he could have started stronger, but hey, it is what it is. And my number 1 album, and I will die on this hill, is Parade, the soundtrack to Under the Cherry Moon. This might get blasphemous. People might come for me on this, but in my opinion, that to me is an album that doesn't sound anything like any other album he's done before. It feels grand in scope. It feels experimental. It was the soundtrack for Under the Cherry Moon, so he tried to put these elements of the French Parisian style or give you that flavor. The only, in my opinion, the only song on that album that sounds like something he did before was "Kiss," which is a funk pop song. But I mean, you look at snow, Sometimes It Snows in April. Ending the album on that, another level holding your head. The fact that he could give you two versions, the album version and then the 7-inch version, which has even more funk on that.
12-inch
Chris-
version.
12, yeah. The Christopher Tracy's Parade, which is, you would think, like, if you didn't see the movie, that song doesn't work. But once you see the movie, you cannot put that album on and not listen to it. New Position, which he was very cheeky, and he was, I mean, that's why I always have him number 2 drummer of all time, because the drum program was ridiculous. Girls and Boys, Life Can Be So Nice. And then on top of that, he gave us 2 of the best B-sides ever with Alexa de Paris, which is just, I did not see myself being an instrumental listener song. You give me somebody at the level of Prince putting an instrumental song together. I'm like, wait, where's the words? Where's the words? But again, as I mature, I can put that song on and just listen to it. I think that I'm a wrestler coming down the aisle. Big Sex, you gotta appreciate that. Or just sitting there, air guitar in it, doing the drums. It's just so much in there. And then you have Love and Money. That man was in his freaking bag, and that to me is his perfect album. You put that on at track 1, there's no way you cannot finish that whole album in just one sit. And it's a tight 40-minute album. Now, we probably all say, like, damn, I wish he had put the extended versions of Kiss, Another Lover, Girls and Boys on there. But as put together, Parade, to me, I always say Parade is his best album. That's the one you put on from start to finish, you're going to listen to. The only downside, the only one that I look at, I'm like, I almost skip is Do You Lie? But again,
no.
I know. I said that's the only one where I get close to skipping.
Wait.
I'm not that big of a fan of it.
You said that the album, when you were right, what makes the album brilliant is experimental. It doesn't sound like anything else we've ever heard of him. That is the song you point to make that argument.
I'm just telling you, that's the one song that I'm not that in love with. But I always listen to it because the music composition is just so great. But lyrically, I'm just like, But you have to listen to it to get the full experience of that album.
Right on. So give us your 5 real quick one more time.
Parade number 1, Sign of the Times, Purple Rain, Musicology, Graffiti Bridge. I can't believe 3 soundtracks. Why? Well, 4. Damn.
Yeah.
I
Man,
think
go ahead.
I think it's a crime that I wish Venus de Milo. I think that's one of the most beautiful songs he's written. Period. I think it's his most beautiful piano composition. That he can't now, but that needs to be. They need to dig into the vault and find the full length version of that. I'd pay a year's salary for that.
All right.
I hope not. I hope
understand
not.
what you're saying.
My salary's not what it used to be, so I could probably afford it. But there's which song is it on the Parade album? It starts off in French. He says, a woman says, "I'm ready. Are you ready as well?" Or I forget what song.
Isn't
is
that Do You Lie? Yeah. Yeah, that's the only song I remember starting with French.
Maybe that's Do You Lie. Okay, all right.
All right. Okay, so quickly, I'm going to give my 5. And I'm not putting these necessarily in the order. These are what I'm listening to now, because this could change. 1, Controversy. Everything Q said about it, Uh, I just I just think that that album is as much as Dirty Mind. You know, I was to say like that's the album that sort of became, you know, was a new version of Prince, and it's a version of Prince that we've seen for quite a long time. To me, Controversy, as I've really been listening to it recently, that's the one where to me that's Prince. Like uh, as Dirty Mind as I feel like he's just doing whatever. You're not. There's no sort of rhyme or reason to it. What I mean by that is he doesn't know if it's gonna work. You know, so he's just putting it out there. It's almost like Big Sexy says, almost a hail mary. Like, well, shit, I done did these two R&B records. This would be my last one on this contract. I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do. But Controversy is the album where he knows that this is successful and he knows what to lean into. And he's also, I think, the first time where he seems to, well, you could say this was on Dirty Mind, but it seems to be like acknowledging sort of his position in the game. You know, he's like, I see how y'all see me, you know, am I straight or gay, am I black or white? To me, it's the first time he's standing on, no, I'm Prince, you know, and this is what I'm about. I'm about politics. I'm about, you know, the ladies. I'm about being a rebel. So I love how the first just two tracks really just come out the gate, you know, Controversy and then Sexuality. I think Sexuality, I would almost put Sexuality first. And then, because to me, Sexuality is sort of picks up what was started with Dirty Mind, but he's just saying, yo, I'm starting some new shit. You know, we're the new breed. I'm a leader. And I want you, who's going to be a leader with me? I think it's the first time you really see him sort of just really give the world view of the Prince world view. Like this is a whole, it's the the Prince cinematic universe almost sort of starts here, really incorporating other stuff. And I think it's just a badass record. And a very political record. The more you think about Annie Christian, Ronnie talked to Russia. You know, there's a lot of stuff that he's starting to talk about and expanding his view of what he does. It's not just talking about sex, and he's talking about the world. And I think that I love that. Next up is Sign of the Times. For everything has already been said. Just a pure classic record. I love it. Here's what I was going to say about Sign of the Times. I started listening to this, and I started to think, how would his career would have been different, and really how would the effect of Prince would have been different if he had toured the Parade Hit and Run tour through America and Sign of the Times. I feel like where he was, if you just start, I'm looking at these records just as they are by themselves. So I'm looking at Parade, which you spoke about, and I agree with everything you said. But when I look at the tour of it, it's an obvious intention, like, yo, he's coming on some soul, funk, stripped down stuff for a particular reason, whatever he's trying to do. And I know he'd been coming off of this, you're not black enough type of talk, was probably getting in his head a little bit. So he's like, oh, you don't think I'm black enough? I'm going to give you the blackest show. You ain't seen me like this. And I felt like if he would have toured that and the culture got to actually see that in real time and let it organically just go from city to city, I think his influence would have been different on the game. The same way with Sign of the Times. If you just look at Sign of the Times to me, I'm like, well, this is hippie funk Prince. And he's got a whole new band, and he's really going into the Sly, some of the Stevie stuff. He's also really starting to get this rock god shit going on. And I feel like we didn't see that, and we didn't get to see it in the intention that it must have, like, his intention was to go to tour this so we could see it around the country. And I feel like if brothers would have seen that Prince going state to state, tearing it down, I think his influence would have been different. I think the musicians and the cats who came up through that time, I think they would have saw a different Prince than they remember. The last thing we remembered was Purple Rain Prince. Only a few people got to see Hit and Run, not the masses, right? He went overseas. Overseas saw that, but America didn't get to see it. And I think like the people who came up, the musicians who came up during that time, and particularly I guess it would have been a lot of New Jack City type people, I wonder what the effect would have been if they just saw Prince going state for state, smashing it, where the band was funked out, killing them, and that's the last thing we saw. And it was that R&B funk Prince. I just think that would have been such a different sort of take on how he would have affected the music coming after him, because we would have saw that. Instead, they only saw Love Sexy, which was years later. And I think at that point, the culture had shifted so much that Prince was almost seen as kind of, I mean, we loved it, but we didn't know what to make of it. It was just because it was so much to take in. And all you have to go by is looking at that Love Sexy album cover and the sort of the talk that started. So I'm dialing back to say, I've been listening to Sign of Times thinking, man, this would have been as much as it is heralded, in real time, I don't think it got the love that it should have. And the impact of it wasn't there what it should have been. But I think that would have really changed the game if we would have saw that going around the country. And brothers, they do, If I Was Your Girlfriend live, my partner went to see that, and cats was like, you gotta make sure you see that one, because they ain't killing it. Or did you, when they did Housequake live? No. I think the musician cats would have been, oh, okay, let me get back home. Is this what the model is now? Shit. I just think we would have saw that sort of percolate in some of the music that came out after that. Same with, and Love Sexy is on my list. So I did Controversy, Sign of Times, Love Sexy for all the reasons that Q said, but I feel like really Love Sexy was the start of a different Prince. And it was the spiritual, almost like positioning himself on some Jesus type caricature type Prince, with the long hair. Of course, he's naked on the cover. But what he's talking about in the music, again, it's a different type of Prince. It's a more spiritual message, and it shuns what he came before. Like I said, when you watch the tour, at the time when I saw the tour, I didn't know what the hell. Like, why would you want to kill off Prince? We like that. But he wants to go into the new power generation. But I don't think we would have. I think it would have came off different if we had seen that funk R&B Prince tour, and then we were like, oh, okay, I kind of get what's going on here. Boom, he's giving us something else, and he's positioning himself now to be this other type of, it's the same Prince you see on Graffiti Bridge. It just didn't work. But I started to think, what if it did work? What if Love Sexy was a smash hit? And he was, and we were like, oh, he's not the Prince we used to know. He's on some, he's trying to, he's on the positivity, Love Sexy, dance on. He's still speaking with that sort of political stance that he did, but it's more of a spiritual sort of stance. And he's standing on it. It's the things that he was sort of tiptoeing around on Let's Go Crazy, where he didn't feel comfortable saying outright, the devil this. But now he's have no problem saying it in these records. He's saying Jesus in the songs, save me, I've been a fool, all of this type of stuff. So those records are really starting to come alive for me right now. The other one I throw on there is Batman. We did a whole live stream last week with you guys. Phenomenal album, man. I was sleeping on that one, but I'm really even more so diving into it. And the last one, Welcome to America. That's a cold Prince. The Prince that's on Welcome to America, the older pro-black, keeping it a buck, running game, what do you call it? Son of a slave master. I love it. I love when he talks like that. I wish he'd have had the balls to put that out. I can get why he didn't, but I love it. The fact that I have to treat that as a new album to me, but I love everything about that. I love the musicology of it. I love the lyrics, the sound of it, everything. And the fact that it didn't come out and I never had that before. Love it. So again, the top 5 right now: Welcome to America, Batman, Love Sexy, Sign of Times, and Controversy. And another thing I would throw of Love Sexy, which I think is cool, is sonically that album sounded nothing like the previous albums that came before. It was way more brighter, bigger, clear. It almost like liquid to me or something. The way that that just came in, and it still sounds great today. I can't imagine what a remaster Atmos would sound on that, but fantastic record. So those are my picks.
Welcome to America. Is that the one that has Ren 1010 on it?
Yes, that's a cut too.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes I get that confused with 2010, which was another dope album. Sticky Like Glue. That was
I
on the
love it.
2010 album, right? Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I mean, Prince
Love it.
was unmatched. I mean, other than Michael, Prince was from 1981 to when he came up with the Emancipation album. That run up until Emancipation, there's no bad album in that period of time.
Mm.
Even the Symbol album, which I liked. I kind of liked My Name Is Prince. I remember I loved that track until I listened to y'all review it, and y'all had me, y'all had me
Yeah,
like,
I can't get with it. Can't get with
I
it.
like Jughead until y'all reviewed that. I'm like,
Oh, I love that.
y'all clown the hell out of that. Jughead?
No, I never clowned it, but people did clown it.
Okay.
Man. Anything else? That was all we had for today.
I will say, I probably said this before, but like Michael Jackson was the alpha and omega for me. But I remember when I first saw, it blows away any Michael Jackson concert. When I saw that Purple Rain VHS in Syracuse, was it Syracuse or Buffalo?
Syracuse.
Syracuse. Changed my fucking life. I had my Casio keyboard. I sat there and taught myself to play Possessed. That whole run with Possessed and Irresistible Bitch.
You was the third keyboard.
You couldn't tell me shit. I would come home from my shift on Hardee's, from Hardee's, put in the VHS, get my Casio warmed up. Now I looked at it maybe 5 years ago, and it's kind of dated now. It didn't move me the way it did before, but all respect to Prince, and I think that's my favorite live show I've ever seen. It ruined Love Sexy for me because I went to see Love Sexy in Chicago at the Rosemont Horizon, I think it's called, that theater, and I just didn't get into it because I wanted to see the Purple Rain concert where he would do it, even though he did a snippet of a song, he didn't do the whole song. A lot of people were upset about that. I thought it was very creative. He was telling a story. Like when he did the whole God thing, when he's talking to God and banging on the piano, I thought that was amazing. So yeah, I saw Love Sexy live, but I need to see it again because I didn't appreciate it because I wanted to see that from Purple Rain.
When's the last time? Have you only seen it just the time you saw it?
I have the VHS.
Oh, okay.
So I've seen the VHS.
Got it. I actually think, man, I would imagine. Well, I know they have a pro shot of that. To me, that would be something that they would take that and just restore it up the resolution, play that in the theaters for like a special, weekend or something. I think that would play phenomenal in theaters. The Love Sexy show, to see that, because a lot of people have, a lot of fans have seen it, but most people have not had the chance to experience that. And I think it's a dope. It gives you everything you love about Prince and more.
I want to see Before I Die, which I don't think I'm going to. I want to see an upscale of the Syracuse show, and whoever decided it was a good idea to do that split screen on Windows, I want them taken out back and put down. I want the original footage restored without that fucking stupid 1982 special effect in it.
Yeah, the version that they put out. Well, they put that out officially a couple years ago.
But it wasn't a better print.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was, the quality is exactly the same.
Right.
They actually tried to bump it up, but you blow that up on a big TV, boy, it looks crazy. But all right, listen, we're about to get up out of here. I want to shout out everybody in the chat room holding us down. We appreciate it. I actually was no intention of doing this live, but I'm old. I'm just pushing buttons. So here we are. Good thing we didn't say nothing too crazy that we had to cut out. But I want to thank Big Sexy for jumping in there. Let me make sure get my man unmuted. Can you hear us, sir? Can you hear us, sir?
I can hear you just fine.
All right, you got that echoing going on. So we're gonna mute you. Aunt Pooh, sir, we thank you for coming through. Any last words for us?
I'm blowing shit up tonight, and I will enjoy it.
Oh,
Okay,
my
you're doing your fireworks. Okay.
Got to
Okay.
clear that up.
I didn't know if you had a little shooby dooby over there.
I thought you was going to. Well, ICE is going to be knocking at his door.
Sir, I'm black.
Huh?
We don't do the terrorism thing.
You might want to rethink that.
There's always
Well,
one.
I'm a black American.
Here
We don't do
go.
those type of things.
Let's get this thing. Yeah, let's get up out of here for you. It's too crazy. I'm getting that old where I have to stutter and think about the names I'm about to say. But Q,
Damn.
any last words? Right.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go down to the comic books if they're still open. If they're open, they go see if I can pick up that Supergirl World of Tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Okay. Man, real quick. Speaking of comics, man, I just started getting back into my comic reading and manga reading, man. How have you been? I know Big Sexy's aware of these, but these little books right here, man, I've been loving these.
Oh yeah, they sell those at the store I'm going to.
Yeah, they're $9.99, man.
I just
You
picked
get
up
the whole
All Star
story.
Superman in that same format.
Oh, okay. I have that one. I've gotten 4 or 5 of these things in the last couple of weeks, man. I love them. But also, I'm getting into my manga stuff, and this one right here, Vagabond. I got this for a Father's Day gift. I'm about in the middle of it. So good. Like, back in the day, you used to have those great reading experiences when you were reading comics. Like, God, it was so fucking good. I had this last night. It was like, I was like, it's not for kids. I didn't know nothing about this when I just heard it was good. I'm loving it. Brilliant. Ugh. Hardcore too. So yeah,
Speaking
man,
of-
go ahead.
Speaking of comics, I watched a couple of TikTok videos about the Absolute Universe. Apparently, that's the truth. Absolute Batman and Absolute Superman.
I've read the Batman ones.
Yeah. So I might have to find those. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. No doubt. Okay. Well, once again, for those who do, happy July 4th. Or
For those who do.
July you lie. Happy July you lie, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to salute. We're going to sit out here on the balcony and watch the fireworks tonight. And there you go. Work it like a job. We'll see you later. Peace.
So I gotta go check out X-Men 90.